Drifting is not just a sport, it's culture, it's in our blood.
Here we go, Andy Haley. Oh, he is riding that tire right on that white line.
Tires are what we live and breathe in Formula D. We couldn't do this without them.
There's a place no map will show you. A secret spot. A high-performance hideout for cars that crave chaos. New brakes? Check. Roll cage? Check. A spoiler so big it doubles as a picnic table? Oh, you bet. Every apex we nailed, every second we shaved, it's all knowledge that goes right back into your ride. Look like fun? It is. You in?
You need parts? We got parts. Need it fast? We got fast. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Product availability. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
Love that car, baby.
I'd like a Cantina Chicken Bowl, please, and the Tropical Punch Rockstar Energy Refresca.
Pull ahead to the pickup window and try not to leave a trail this time. Nice drifting, Freddie. Enjoy your Rockstar Energy Refresca.
Thank you.
This is Formula Drift, what we call the Throwdown, the battle in Seattle. Are you with me? 1, 2, 3.
The big bank is gnarly. You're doing 80 miles an hour the whole way around. And then finishing it off right next to that last wall, I feel like it's iconic, and the fans get to stand right there and get blasted with tire smoke.
Unleash the Kraken. Simon Olsen in tow. Look at him. Look at good execution, good proximity. What an amazing initiation. Oh, doctor, look at that. Turn advances to the finals. LZ of Manoa. The crowd erupts here in Seattle. Hiro Manoa is out. The wind comes out of the sails of the 14-year-old. And here is Ryan Turk on a celebratory win run. What a run. Make some noise, Seattle. Ryan Turk gets the win on Nitto tires. Welcome, everybody, to round 6 of 8 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. We have a sold-out crowd and an absolutely beautiful day to make some noise for round 6 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. We are ready to send it! Thank you so much for joining us either here in the building or online. Tell your family, tell your friends, tell your enemies. Because guess what? We're about to blow the roof off this place. But first, if you could, please stand. As you can see down there on the track, you can air it out and celebrate, because these young men and women in front of you have made a commitment to serve in our United States Air Force. To honor their commitment, again, please remain standing while Captain Tai Du Wong administers the oath of enlistment.
All right, everyone, good afternoon. My name is Captain Tai Duong. I'm a flight support commander over at the 361st out there in Joint Base Lewis McChord. I was asked to come here to do the honor, and it's my privilege to do the oath of enlistment for these young men and women right behind me, right before they go and ship off to San Antonio, Texas to go to basic training, and then finally becoming part of the world's greatest Air Force. All right, without further ado, I'm going to kick it off. That way we can get going here. All right, raise your right hand. All right, and repeat after me. I state your full name. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will do so apologize, I'm human, it's my first time, it's the largest crowd. Thank you, I really appreciate it. All right, we'll pick it up from the top. Cut, right? Awesome, thank you. All right, pick it back up. All right, repeat it after me. I state your full name. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Sorry, I'm blanking out. I'm just rehearsed this all day, and my brain is not working in front of this. Probably need a phone. Man. I do apologize. Sorry. True faith and allegiance. I bear true faith and allegiance. All right, got it. All right. I state your full name. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I will obey the order of the President of the United States and the orders of the order of the officers appointed over me, according to regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. Thank you, I appreciate your patience.
Thank you so much to the young men and women, and again, thank you to Captain Tai Du Wong. Now, please remain standing, and now remove your hats, please, for the national anthem. The Joint Base Lewis McChord Honor Guard, and singing the national anthem is Jaron Wynn.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you so much to Jaron Willen. And thank you to our Joint Base Lewis McCord Honor Guard. And now let's introduce you to our top 16 drivers. Stomp your feet, make some noise, Seattle. All right, we start with the first car parked. Your local legend, your local hero. He's from the PNW. Make some noise, Royal Purple BMW, Dylan the Dozer Hughes. Running on down the line, you're defending and four-time Formula Drift champion. He's ripping that Pennzoil Platinum Mustang RTR Spec 550. He is James the Machine Dean. Woo. Coming to us from Las Vegas, part of that Sorensen Camp trio. His younger brother, his older sister, and here he is in pro. Piloting that United States Air Force BMW from Las Vegas, high-flying Brandon Sorensen. Another BMW, he's coming to us from Southern California in the ESR Clone X BMW. It is Trenton Beecham. Next up, arguably one of the most popular drivers in the Formula Drift field, currently sitting third in points. He'd love to jump up and take a stab at the championship. He's ripping around his Drift HQ BMW E36 on BC Racing coilovers. It is Adam LC. What is neon green, yellow, and pink all over? It is three letters. Make some noise. It is RCP Rome Charpentier. Next driver ripping around, see if he rips off some cat legs and takes some names. Here he is. He is coming to you from New Hampshire. Live free or die. He is ripping that Rain-X Toyota GR Corolla. He won here last year. Can he do it again on Kenda tires? It is Ryan Turk. Baby come back in that Nick Novak Racing Kenda Tires BMW. It is none other than Nick Novak. Next driver in the Kenda Tires S15. He is Stokey because it is Daniel Stokey.
Cone head, baby. God.
Next up, he's been coming here for all 20 years. That Formula Drift has been sliding here into Seattle. Three-time Formula Drift champion, ripping his NOS energy drink, Nismo Auto Parts, all new Z. He's got a NOS energy drink and Neft in the veins. Make some noise. It is Chris the Force Forsberg. Making the jump from Pro Spec to Pro. He's from French Canada, the Great White North. He is in a Corvette. He is throwing down for his town and his country in the XPN Vet. It is TLO, Tommy Lemaire. Another Corvette for you. Pull the one-arm bandit and strike up 777s. He's gambling on the line, and he's going to ride the line. It is Borla Performance Heatwave Lean Customs Corvette on GT Radials. It is the beast from the Bay, Matt Field. Another Irish driver, but an unfamiliar vehicle. He made it look too easy in a backup vehicle borrowed from another driver, the Red Bull pilot from Ireland. It is Connor Shanahan. Next up, Dominican's finest. He got his first podium earlier this year. He wants to do it again in the Metal da Makenda tires, Toyota GR86. Say hello to Jonathan Castro. Second to last but not least, the youngest driver ever to win a Formula Drift event. Coming to us from Japan in the Juku Racing, Jerry Yang Racing, GT Radial 3, and BC Racing 86. It is Hiroya Manoa. Last but definitely not least, he took a hiatus and because of some circumstances handed the keys to this vehicle. Piloting the Juku Racing, Jerry Yang Racing GT Radial 3 M86. Welcome back. It is Wataru Masayama. They are your top 16 drivers. Thank you so much for joining us out here. Who is going to get the victory? Who's going to get the win? We're about to find out. Stomp your feet once again. All right, this is our United States Air Force opening ceremonies. And up here joining me is a representative from the United States Air Force. Come on over, get a little close here. As again, we are getting ready. We'll throw them to the start line and celebrating the United States Air Force, what I think is obviously the best country in the world. And your name, sir? Let's throw on that headset there. Just want to make sure we could get and make sure that you are good to go. Your name, sir?
Staff Sergeant Alexander Walters.
Staff Sergeant, easy for me. Alexander Walters, thank you so much for joining us out here. You were here last year, right?
The year before that, actually.
Year before that,
yep.
Thank you for reminding me. What's your role on the United States Air Force?
So right now, I'm an active duty Air Force enlisted sessions recruiter. So that means I get to find the most motivated and awesome talent for the United States Air Force and bring them in to do our missions.
And also Space Force too, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's right. That's cool. We're going to the moon, baby. All right. Well, thank you so much for all that you do. How long have you been in the Air Force?
I've been in it 10 years now, sir.
Awesome. You know, don't call me, sir. That's my dad. Well, thank you for what you do. How long have you been in enlistment and all that? How long have you been doing that?
So I've been recruiting now for 2 years down the road here in Toccoa, Washington. And it's been a pleasure to bring in so many young, fine men and women into the United States Air Force and, be a factor into their life, right? And start such an amazing career in the United States Air Force.
Awesome. And where are you from originally?
I'm from Fairlawn, Virginia originally.
Okay. All right. My boy's from Richmond, Virginia. Well, here, I got a question for you. Help us out with this United States Air Force trivia. Here's the question. Aim high, powered by the U.S. Air Force. Let's see if you know the answer. What type of engines do the CV-22 aircraft have? Is it Ford, Rolls-Royce, Pratt & Whitney, or Ferrari? Do you know the answer? Don't say it.
I think it's going to be C.
I said don't say it. You think it's okay. I'm joking. It's totally fine. Well, hey, thank you so much for all that you do. Who are you pulling for?
Definitely Brendan Sorensen.
I assume that. That's what you're supposed to say. Contractually, you're supposed to say. Well, thank you so much for all that you do. And thank you for tuning in. United States Air Force opening ceremonies. That's a wrap. The next stop, we're going to send it here for the first battle of our top 16 here at Evergreen Speedway. I'm Jared Deanna. We'll bring up Jacob Gens and our field reporter, Cerise Taylor. This is the battle in Seattle. Formula Drift, not throw up, it's throw down because it's about to get sick. This is Formula Drift, what we call the throwdown. The battle in Seattle. Are you with me? 1, 2, 3!
The big bank is gnarly. You're doing 80 miles an hour the whole way around. And then finishing it off right next to that last wall, I feel like it's iconic, and the fans get to stand right there and get blasted with tire smoke.
Unleash the Kraken. Simon Olsen in tow. Look at him. Again, good execution. execution good. Proximity. What an amazing initiation. Oh, doctor, look at that. Turk advances to the finals. LZ and Manoa. The crowd erupts here in Seattle. Hiro Manoa is out. The wind comes out of the sails of the 14-year-old. And here is Ryan Turk on a celebratory win run. What a run. Make some noise, Seattle. Ryan Turk gets the win on Nitto Tires. Here it is. The stage is set. The stage is Evergreen Speedway. The stop, round 6 of 8. Who is going to come out on top? We came into this round of competition with a tie for the lead between James Dean and Frederick Osbo. Things got shooken up in the 32 if you're just tuning in. Frederick, the Norwegian Hammer Osbo, out in 32. Continuing on is the shared points leader in James the Machine Dean. There he is right now. You can see him as he went against Kenshiro, right? Yep, Kenshiro Gushi earlier today. James Dean advanced on. Also joining him in 16, Adam LZ. But let's take a look here. Jacob, some great battles earlier. Some basically massaging to the track. Brandon Sorensen advanced. He needed it going from the seating brackets. Shanahan in the borrowed car. What?
Yeah, it's been an absolutely wild top 32. It's one of those days where anything that could happen did happen. I mean, Jack Shanahan unfortunately having a small, transmission issue, and honestly for Castro, it was a good win for him. I mean, Castro's up there on the points. He's going to take every battle he can. And then Adam LZ, one of the hottest drivers coming out of practice. Everybody is talking about his driving in the pits right now. Comes out and absolutely throws down, experimenting in practice, trying different things. But the big story right here, the title chase now takes a crazy turn as Frederick Osbo misses one shift. And that puts him even further behind in that points race.
Crazy, dude. And Cerise had some words with him. He's always a very, I don't know how you say it, just he's not okay with losing, obviously, but he's gracious about it. He's a gracious loser when he makes some mistakes. Ryan Turk, he advanced on, and what was to be our last battle, Christopher Forsberg taking out Jonathan Hurst. A great battle, Field and Forsberg in the 16.
Yeah, wild.
Woo, that's going to be an absolute barn burner here in Seattle. Beautiful weather. Blue skies, few clouds spattered about, and then you can see the wind clearing out the smoke. Look at this top 16. Dean Sorensen, Novak Masayama, Hughes Shanahan, Adam LZ versus TLO. You got Beecham Castro, RCP versus Manoa, the young buck. Ryan Turk, who won here last year. Daniel Stuckey, out on his own campaigning a vehicle. Matt Field and Chris Forsberg, as I just talked about. Any standout battles for you that are kind of that you're excited about?
Yeah, I mean, that Matt Field, Chris Forsberg one, they've battled each other 15 times in their careers, and right now, it looks like Matt Field has 8 and Forsberg with 7. So it's a good one, man. I mean, any of these where you get these historical battles where drivers have competed against each other a lot, it's always fun, and I mean, I'm counting. That's who's counting.
Yeah.
They know what the stakes
they're
are.
Counting too.
Yeah, they're counting too.
Forsberg's a bit of a kind of farmer's almanac when it comes to the drifting stuff. And I did this, I did that. And he's been here all 20 years. We're celebrating 20 years of coming to this very track. So thank you to the fans tuning in, or those that are fortunately here. Met so many great fans from, again, your home country, Canada, and also new fans that has never been here before. So thank you for joining us either online or in the building. Here are our previous winners of the championship schedule. So we kick the season off. Freddie, James Dean, Hiroya Manoa, again, the youngest ever to win an event. Adam LZ won at E-Town, the Crazy 8. And then most recently, James Dean in St. Louis.
Yeah,
so let's take a quick look back here. Frederick Osbo, man, I'll tell you what, he just nipped this thing right in the bud, right out of the gate. Bang, there it is, the signature. Heck yeah, the Rockstar Energy Drink Pilot. He was back on the box, but second place. And of course, the Irishman and the Norwegian driver in the rain come out on top 1 and 2. They're used to it, but James Dean eventually got the win at the birthplace of Formula Drift 22 years ago. Then we saw Hiroya Manoa and Jonathan Castro 1 and 2. What a great event that was.
Yeah, Orlando was standout for so many reasons, and there it is, that tire fire across the line to take the win and just make history one more time for Manoa. This is just the beginning of the book he is writing. And then we get into Adam LZ, dominant once again at this track, throwing out some crazy moves and shaking off the three-time champion to then take the win. And look at what that meant to him in front of all those people. So many laps, so many dreams. And speaking of dreams, the dreams from Ireland, Jack Shanahan, James Dean final. What a crazy night. Jack Shanahan makes it on the box. Doesn't have enough quite to take down James the Machine Dean, but cementing his place here in FD. All the doubters were real quiet after that night. But ultimately, James Dean does take home that win, which ended up tying him for points up until Osbo get knocked out. And that's how we stand right now. This is updated, this is real time, and this is what we are standing on as we go into top 16.
James Dean now leads the pack as far as current standing. So with James Dean advancement from 32 to 16 and Frederick Osbo's retirement jumping up, and Adam LZ, so taking a look at this, Odie Bakshi, he's out, Castro's still in it, so on and so forth, Sorensen, Dylan Hughes, Chris Forsberg. So again, it might seem like very few points, but again, the point format and structure, how you are allotted and winning points is 10 points for every win. So again, here you are in 16, if you win 16, that's 10 points. Win an 8, that's 10, 10, 20, so on and so forth. You get the idea. It's a sold out crowd. It's a sold out crowd here. Standing room only. So again, woo, relax, homeboy. Put the shirt on. It's a family show, brother. Thanks for joining us out here. I'm Jared Deanna. Joining me is Jacob Gettins up in the box, and another member of our broadcast team, Cerise Taylor, is down there. We are live on Racer Network. That's right. Our new partner. We are streaming live on Racer, and we are live with our first battle, James the Machine Dean and Brandon Sorensen. Taking a look at the stats, you can see over the last 5 years, the winning percentage absolutely staggering from James Dean. Brandon Sorensen, you know, I mean, shoot, you hit 300, that's amazing in baseball. So 45%, still pretty good.
Not bad.
For Brandon, the young driver and young pilot. Again, his sister and younger brother, older sister, younger brother, competing in Formula Drift Pro Spec. Here we go, our first battle. Back on the track, guys. Let's go. James the Machine Dean and Brandon Sorensen. James Dean initiates high into the bank. Brandon Sorensen tucks right in, right out of the gate. James Dean, you can see a little correction with that wheel, that right-hand drive Mustang. Look at Brandon Sorensen, right in that cockpit, exploding that back bumper off. Coming to that second outside zone to the power alley, the power boulevard, into that third outside zone. Brandon Sorensen has to dive back just a little bit. Now he's going to tuck in on this last outside zone, try to establish some dominance. And James, I mean, just textbook. He likes this track. It's banked, it's flat, it's got all of it. This is the Leatherman of Formula Drift tracks.
Yeah, and it's full commitment all the way through. If you hesitate, if you back down at any moment, the other driver's going to be taking home the win, and neither driver backs down at any point in this track. Look at James Dean getting even deeper in that zone near the end, banging it off the wall. Then Brandon Sorensen, completely bathed in smoke, fights his way through the cloud and is able to get back into the side of James Dean. Didn't go quite deep enough through outside zone 3, but then makes a great point to crush the rest of the inside clip and that zone. Both drivers kicking things off, showing how this track should be done. So much risk in this run from both drivers.
Yeah, it was a little precarious there. James, I felt like he turned it up just a little bit. Maybe he was like, oh wow, Brandon is right there. And that's adaptability that James has, and Brandon knows what to expect because James is flat out. I mean, again, he's defending 4-time champion pre-COVID. He competed, he went back to back to back, the first ever 3 in a row, and then comes back here, sophomore season in his Mustang last year, and wins the championship. Just unprecedented, unarguably the best drifter in the world. I mean, just between the championships for the Middle East, obviously his home country, Europe, Drift Masters, and here in FD. I mean, just an absolute weapon and just an all-around nice guy. Brandon Sorensen initiates, James Dean tucks in. Would like to see him tuck back a little bit there, but look at the proximity. James the Machine Dean right there on the door of the BMW. Both of them doing very similar tasks. Brandon Sorensen really exceeding that track line. And James Dean now tucks in. Sorensen, really good execution and placement on that third as James gives him a little hate tap, not a love tap. You hate to see it, but you love to see it at the same time. Crossing that finish line, there it is, Sorensen and Dean for the second half of this battle.
One of the biggest compliments James Dean can give to you is by running your door that hard. That is so much trust in the driver in front of you, and Brandon Sorensen gave him such a great opportunity. Look at this proximity. Outside zone 1, both drivers absolutely on it now. Brandon gets a little wobbly through there. We'll have to see with another angle, see how many wheels came off. But either way, he keeps fighting through, and so does James. Look at trying to bully Brandon Sorensen around the rest of this track, making contact anywhere that he possibly can. And Brandon Sorensen mirroring that aggression that James had in the lead for the rest of this run. That was absolutely savage from both these drivers. That's a finals level commitment that we saw there.
It was really good. I think that, like you said, a great way of putting it. It's a compliment where you could get James Dean running on your door. The car placement that Brandon had, he really interested him. Both of them had a very similar wall tap on that on the first outside zone.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if maybe some track temp changes have adjusted the way that they're getting around this track. Eyes really close there from Brandon for 3 wheels. Not seeing or getting any confirmation yet, but we'll keep checking replays. We'll get back to the judges. But yeah, both drivers, full commitment all the way through the lead, full commitment in the chase. That is what we are looking for in a great head-to-head battle, especially between two very, very fierce competitors.
Waiting for the verdict. Do we have a winner? Where are my James Dean fans at? Make some noise. How about Brandon Sorensen? What do you guys think? All right, just a few. Everybody kind of pulling for James the Machine Dean here, coming to us from Ireland. See a couple Irish flags in the stands. This young man right here in front of the announcer's booth as we take a look at it again.
Judges really looking to see, did that wheel come off the line? Oh, it's so hard to tell. The pole gets in the way.
2.5?
Yeah, it's 2 and a bit. It's definitely 2 and a bit. But, you know, $2.99 is about $3, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah. So it is really.
My mama said.
But here's
that Waterboy quote: $2.99 ain't $3.
But even still, even if he didn't go off there, that might, if he didn't go 3 wheels, that may still be the deciding factor because, you know, essentially overshooting that tire zone. That one e-brake pull was just a bit too much. So there we got one, another one in the back. Let's see what we see with that front wheel. Once again, the shadows coming into play here, and on that angle, it looks like he's. Maybe you can almost see through the spokes of the wheel some of that yellow, but I don't know if that's definitive to say that's 3 wheels off.
But also keep in mind, you know, again, Brandon aggressive. He knows he knows who he's going against. He goes up on that wall, so slide him left for James the Machine Dean, gets the win and creates more of a gap between him and Frederick Osbo. 10 points richer is James Dean in the hunt for the championship. Good effort by Brandon Sorensen, overcooked it a little bit. But that's what you got to do when you're going against the 4-time and defending FD champion.
You gotta lay it all out there. You have to.
Show all your cards, bring it all out, bring all your tricks as we move on to our next battle. Nick Novak versus Wataru Masayama from Japan. We saw him a few moons ago in his S15. Jerry Yang called him after Daigo Saito was not allowed within the country. So Masayama got the call. Come on over, send it. And send it he did. Here he is, find himself in the 16 against Novak. And Masayama crawling out of that start chicane, initiating. Novak tucks in, and here we are. Red and blue, baby. Red pillar, blue pill. What do you got? In the matrix, coming into that power alley. Novak not giving him an inch. Now transitioning in outside zone 3, some wavering as Masayama navigates past it in clip. Good transition. Look at that flick. Drops it on in, small little correction. He comes a little unwound, but not a big deal across that finish line. But very aggressive driving by Masayama. You saw Nick being aggressive up until outside zone 3, had to back down just a little bit.
Yeah, for Nick, that aggression starts to bite him as he holds on to it a bit too long, but I love to see it in that first outside zone. Just using Wataru basically to keep that car in position, just rubbing his racing all the way around, but he supersedes him for a moment, and then in that transition, Nick over-rotates just slightly, but that is enough for Wataru to be able to push through and gain a massive gap on Nick Novak, who got caught out in transition, was never able to make up that distance again. And right there, that's it. This spot right here where Nick hesitates just a little bit on transition and then over-rotates ever so slightly. And next thing you know, Masayama is now crossing that finish line while Nick is still making up through outside zone 4. So these small things, these moments that take a tenth, a hundredth of a second, a thousandth of a second in some cases, can make the entire difference between having an incredible run or packing on the trailer much early. But we're swapping around and coming out of the box and see
Here we go, let's send it. Here we go, Nick Novak in the lead position. Wataru Masayama, you can see Novak right right, and he backs it up to that wall. Big angle, throws some more angle at it. Like you see a good fluid transition into the third. There he goes, Masayama dialing it back a little bit, but then lunges right there. Masayama now transition that last outside zone. Two very different approaches. You saw Masayama temper it back in outside zone 3. That allowed him to transition, then drop into the pocket, going to that inside clip, and then finishing strong right there next to Novak.
Yeah, just trading off when they want to be aggressive seems to be the case here. So Nick Novak not super high on that line, but Masayama holding things back just a little bit. And there is Nick Novak pushing that pace, gaining all that speed, and then here angles up a bit to get himself in outside zone 2. Overshoots it just a bit, and Masayama takes that opportunity, closes the gap through outside zone 3. Inside clip looks amazing, and then Masayama one more big dive to try and close up that proximity into our final 4th outside zone. Great run there from both drivers.
Yeah, I again, two different schools of thought, two different approaches. Let's take a look. Who is it going to favor? And it looks like Masayama gets 1 vote, 2 votes, and Wataru Masayama from Japan advances on. He goes against James Dean in the grade 8, just like that. We are going through our top 16. We'll take a short break. When we come back, more Formula Drift action here at Evergreen Speedway, live on Racer Network.
Visit your local discount tire and service centers for all your automotive needs. We're family owned, serving as your one-stop shop to have your vehicle running smoothly. We offer 5-star services and a price match guarantee. Plus, get 2 tires free when you purchase 2 select tires. What are you waiting for? Go online and schedule your appointment today.
You ready to rev up your career? At the University of Northwestern Ohio, our high-performance motorsports program puts you in the fast lane with a 70% hands-on education. Learning from the best in the business, you'll master the skills needed to excel in the world of motorsports. From the pits to the paddocks, UNOH students and graduates dominated all facets of racing. Turn your passion into a career at UNOH. Apply today at unoh.edu.
Is this it? This is it!
That's right, guys. The journey continues. I am here with James Dean. Now, you've done a great job at separating yourself from Osbo. You got Matsuyama next. Are there any changes that you're making going into the next battle?
No, obviously that was a really long break from our top 32 battle into top 16, and what I did learn from that lap is that I think because it's quite hot now, the track is after heating up, and it just felt like it was slicker on the bank. Like that was the only time I hit the wall like that all weekend, and yeah, it caught us off guard. But then when I was in the chase run with Brandon, he made the same mistake, so I feel like the track is just a bit looser than it was earlier, so now keep that in mind moving forward.
All right, well, there's a lot to watch. Thank you so much. Best of luck.
Thank you very much. Sweet.
Talking about science? We're talking about science, and Jacob, you called it. You said track conditions are changing. He says it's slicker. The first time he's at the wall like that. That break 2.5 hours from 32 to 16, and keep in mind you're just going to push harder and harder. So street knowledge, baby. Here we go. Dylan Hughes against another Irishman, Connor Shanahan. Dylan Hughes, that royal purple BMW, flicks it in, initiates hard, and Connor Shanahan, he has to drop back a little bit there, risk it for the biscuit, and he is shimmying back there, but rock solid. Dylan Hughes into that power alley. He knows his track probably better than anybody in the 16. Now coming through, let's see how he handles that inside clip, no problem. And into that last outside zone, Shanahan does find himself at the side of Hughes. Now keep in mind, if you're just joining us, there's only one inside clip. Now don't look at the cone, look at the yellow square on the ground. That's where they want to place that front left. Taking a look at the stats, looking at the tail of the tape, Dylan Hughes and Connor Shanahan. Now, keep in mind, Connor Shanahan has jumped behind the wheel of a backup vehicle, prospect vehicle of Dimitri Brutsky.
Yeah, Dylan Hughes out front looks really solid all the way through. You can see how much Shanahan is fighting both understeer and oversteer, just waggling that car, trying to find any bit of bite to keep up with the Dylan Hughes who's got that car absolutely gripped up. Everything looks really nice and flowy though. So finding that balance in the setup has been incredible. Inside clip looks good. And for Dylan Hughes, it is just textbook all the way through for Connor Shanahan in a vehicle, he's just really not used to. It's a lot. It's a lot. And he had to work that car all the way through, but it also shows how expert level of a driver he is, being able to jump into something like that and still be able to get around the track, fill those zones. And I'm a little bit concerned for his lead run, considering how much he was fighting that. Obviously, Dylan and his spotter. Oh, yeah. So we got a comp timeout coming in right now. So we'll see what it is, maybe what they're working on or trying to figure out, and maybe that'll give us an idea as to why he was fighting that car so much.
Here's Shanahan driving a backup car, doesn't know, exactly the vehicle, just jumped behind it, his car, he popped the motor, so here he is driving that backup car, unfamiliar territory, unfamiliar car. So Shanahan and his team, and let's just call it his Brutsky's team, probably just going to remedy and hopefully get it back up and running, but he's a little bit of an uphill climb for him.
Well, the other part, too, is this car is not built for the size of tire that it's on. This is built for a 255 tire, and he's probably running something significantly bigger. So it's just not meant to do what they're trying to get it to do right now. And that's, they're taking a look at the front end. Maybe they're trying to see if there's some sort of steering issue. It's tough to say off the bat, but, him fighting that understeer and oversteer all the way through, he'd probably just like, you know what? I know I'm behind. Let's at least get it looked at and go from there.
Yeah, Connor was pretty transparent. He's like, man, got it. Like, absolutely would love to drive my car. But right now we are looking at Adam LZ versus Tommy Lemaire. Adam LZ now living, obviously, in Florida. If you don't follow him, you pretty much live under a non-car rock. But going against TLO. So the battle of the letters, LZ and TLO. Who's going to come out on top? We'll see who's advancing into the Great 8 to go against one of those drivers, Shanahan or Dylan Hughes. Adam LZ will lead, currently third in points. He's got a real championship run here, but he's going to need James Dean to make some mistakes. There goes Adam LZ, locked and loaded. Look at the car, minimal wavering. Again, that chase position, Tommy Lemaire, and there it is. So talking about that slickness, you wonder if Adam LZ and his spotter are taking notes. Absolute great execution, very dynamic into the second and the third. He backs it in and then just flicks it around. Great transition from both the drivers. Tommy, I'll tell you what, in that chase position, he timed that really well. And how aggressive Adam LZ was on that flick going to that last outside zone. Take it back and run it back.
Yeah, super nasty transition later in the run, but even right off the bat, Adam is up there. He's up on the bank. Tommy trying to worm his way in and figure out the best spot to be in. And then Adam hugs a bunch of extra angle coming off, sets him up really well for outside zone 2. Tommy not really able to hang. Transitions early. Adam gets that tap in on 3. And this transition here, inside clip, bam! Back on throttle, dives in. Great job from Tommy Lemaire. And Adam LZ gives him all that opportunity to get in there. So great run from both these drivers as we take a look back at Shanahan pits. 3:35 left on the clock.
Well, Cerise, little quick update. What you got?
Yeah, so the team doesn't sense any real mechanical issues to report on. Connor is feeling good about this one, but with that little bit of contact, they're really expecting just to do a quick bolt check, get the car back on the ground. They're not going to have any problem making this. Here we go. See, you're dropping it as we speak. I think things look pretty good. Team looks like they're feeling confident, and Connor is cool, calm, and collected.
Right on. Thank you so much. Again, Cerise Taylor, our field reporter. You know, burning his competition timeout, you got to do what you got to do because, you know, I would say he's at a small deficit, so find exactly what can give him the best opportunity to put down a lead run because there he goes, you know, Dylan Hughes on the first battle in the chase. Now he's going to lead. He's going to try to force an error, obviously under his own accord, but really wants to put down a strong lead run. Back to the battle of Tommy Lemaire and Adam LZ. Tommy Lemaire gapping Adam LZ. This might be strategy, but man, Tommy is just pulling away in that Corvette. Now coming down into the power alley. Ooh, he is definitely exceeding the line. Very similar to what we saw of Brandon. Oh, he comes unwound a little bit there in outside zone 3. So he definitely overcooked it going in the power alley and then has to transition. So some mistakes there from Tommy Lemaire in that lead position that could hurt him going off course.
Yeah, for Tommy, it just seems like the car does not want to have a lot of side bite in it. So when he's coming off throttle, when he's trying to get the car to grip up while going sideways, it's not doing it, it's just floating out. Because this part looks great. He's even pulling a bit of a gap on Adam LZ, but look, it tries to do what Adam did to add that extra angle in, and the car just overshoots it. Possibly a 3 wheels off, but at absolute best case scenario, it's just a massive detriment. And that really creates an issue through the rest of these zones for Tommy Lemaire. Adam does a great job of adapting and overcoming and getting back into the correct spot. But for Tommy Lemaire, as he angles up through here, it just floats super far off course, and that might end up being 3 wheels off, but really it was a pretty large detriment either way, so it's not going to bode well for Tommy Lemaire.
Yeah, and Tommy, again, he saw a really fantastic lead run by Adam LZ. I think he timed it really well. That's just going to be a major mistake. He's going to look back at that like, oh, you know. And hey, look at Adam adapt too. He let him out there, and that was exactly what Adam needed to do, because if he took that tighter line, that could have been really detrimental to the car, his progression, what's going on. So look, they're barely going to look at it, because I assume, and yeah, there it is. Adam LZ gets 1 and 2 and 3. LZ advances on. Adam LZ advances on into the Great 8. All right.
And I mean, I think that's a pretty open shut one on that one.
Yeah, unfortunately, Tommy Lemaire going off course. Just to get to this point, you really need to keep it within the lines.
Yep.
You know, this isn't bowling with those little bumpers right there. We need you to hit those pins and no bumpers, brother.
Could you imagine? I mean, Long Beach is basically that.
Long Beach is absolutely that, but it's not cute and fun, and you're not having nachos and then you put your ball put your fingers in the ball. That is the weirdest thing. Nachos and wings, and then you just go grab this ball.
I never thought of that. Yeah. It's a lot of finger food.
That's why my immune system is very strong, because I love just eating nachos and wings and then go bowling. That's like my favorite. I know it's yours too. I think
secretly.
I think that's on your trading card.
Yeah, should be.
Here we go. Connor Shanahan, Dylan Hughes. Here we go back to the second half of this battle. Connor Shanahan again. That was weird. Okay, Dylan. Look at Dylan. Little checkup. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Literally, as Shanahan goes now into that power alley. Dylan Hughes. He knows his course. Like I said, he tucks in. And now Shanahan into that third outside zone. Now coming in to that inside clip. I'm just still baffled by that start. To see smoke on initiation is never a good thing. So was Dylan being too aggressive? Did Connor check him maybe just a little bit? That was definitely very, very interesting. As it's National Bowling Day, by the way.
Oh, perfect. I think it was just how long it took for Shanahan to be able to get to angle was the biggest thing. And for Connor, I mean, he is really fighting this car. I'm not sure. I mean, maybe a little bit more left foot brake or something to really hold it up on the wall. But for Dylan, he does a great job to be able to hold back and get through the rest of the zone without making it look too crazy. But yeah, that initiation definitely way wonky. Just did not. I mean, failure to launch, if you will. Just did not get that car sideways. So 3 starts to.
I mean, it was right there, but.
Either way, I will say Dylan made up for it. Was able to, but just very aggressive off the go, and maybe expecting Connor to be a little bit quicker through that section.
Look at they're talking.
Yeah.
What are you doing? I didn't do it.
Yeah, I'm wobbling around. No, I think they're all good.
All right, throw, go, punch him, punch him. I'm not saying who.
Has there ever been a fist fight?
Maybe.
Okay.
You shut your mouth. You shut your mouth, Jacob. Not until now. Whammo!
Yeah. It gets real quiet up here.
Yeah. Oh, I'm telling you, that exchange, I don't think was absolutely ideal. I think they conversed maybe about what went down, but
yeah, I
we'll
mean,
see.
Maybe he's just thinking Shanahan was pulling some games there. Yeah, it's really interesting. It almost looked like he slowed down. We'd have to check the decel lights to see if that's what happened. I mean, it's not like Connor Shanahan to be pulling some games, but maybe something happened with the car. Oh, okay. So we're starting to hear that it's possible that maybe there was a misshift running up into it, and that may be what caused that issue. Same thing, just not a car.
He told Sopa. The judge telling me I misshifted, so cool.
Okay. Yep. Man, talk about heads up though, to just come out and be like, yeah, I screwed up. Just
that. I mean, look, you know, you want to go far, do it yourself. You want to go further, do it with your friends. And even though they're competitors, they want to go far. Drifting, we want this thing to absolutely explode. So there it is. Dylan Hughes gets the win. Dylan Hughes gets the win, and advance is on. We are halfway through our Type S Top 16. Don't go anywhere. More Formula Drift action when we return, brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Halfway through, look at Dean, Masayama, Hughes, LZ, and you. Because that's right, you're coming right back, and so are we.
Is this it?
This is it!
We've been holding power you make for 30 years. But here's the real question. How much torque are you making? Because every single ACT clutch is rated by the torque produced at the crank. That's all your clutch cares about. Your power, your performance, your success. Unrivaled precision, power, and durability. Visit advancedclutch.com today. 30 years of precision engineering and performance excellence. Because every revolution starts at the crank.
Need a little help? We got help. Need some advice? We got advice. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Exceptional customer service. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
These are my race treads for when the road ends.
These are my race treads for shredding the slopes.
These are my race treads for setting the hook.
Racetreads.com. Tires for every adventure.
Just one in your battle.
Is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. GT Radial. Experience the performance. Rockstar Energy, the official energy drink of Formula Drift. Kumho Tire.
All right, guys, I'm back with Adam LZ. Congratulations on that battle against Tommy Lemaire. Now, you are just cool, calm, and collected. I don't think that you could be disturbed right now. Is that correct?
You know, I'm just hanging out.
Just a cool guy having a good time?
Yeah, more or less.
All right, cool. Now, is there any changes going on with the car? I see that your team is wrenching right now. Do you know what they're doing, or?
Yeah, we're just fixing the damage I did. It looked good before. Now it doesn't look as good now.
All right, cool. Any thoughts or sentiments as you go into this next?
It was cool getting to drive with Tommy again. He's a really great driver. His car is super fast always, and we were kind of banking on him making some mistakes in his lead, which is what happened. But he did a really good chase, so we moving on.
That's it.
Yep.
Say less. All right, I'm gonna let you get back to chilling, and we'll catch up.
Thank you.
All right, the very handsome Adam LZ looking oh so good in his heat waves. He's just looking just slick. Look at this guy. Just a chill guy,
Just
dude.
a chill dude.
Insert music, dude.
I
Just
know.
like, where's Kevin James when you need him? All right, Trenton Beecham, Jonathan Castro. Moving on to the second half of our top 16. Thank you for joining us again. We are live on Racer Network as Beecham will lead Castro chasing down. Beecham, man, I'm telling you, whatever was in the breakfast this morning, don't know oatmeal, yogurt, whatever, but hope you got a spoonful of that because it definitely worked earlier today. ESR, Colonex, BMW, and Jonathan Castro a little bit lower there. Good proximity, but needs to tuck in and put him to bed. Now coming down to that power alley. Look at Beecham, dude. The placement, this car and this track, it's just a marriage of absolute synchronicity. Well done by Trent Beecham. That transition's very smooth. All the way that wide line, minimal corrections. Beecham, whatever, again, he had, it is absolutely working. Good driving. Really well done.
Yeah, when he's on, and this is looking like it. I mean, comes out of the chicane, weight transfers all the way over, slings the car back nice and early on initiation, gets up to the wall, lights up the tires, everything you're looking for in a big stylish run. Comes off that bank. Castro, those right there, hanging with him the whole time, hunting him down, trying to gain that proximity, sinks it deep into outside zone 3, inside clip, gathers that, and then right here gets a little bit squirrely down.
Yeah.
Coming across outside zone 4.
Did not see it from that angle. And that's in that angle, that truth serum as we call it, that really highlighted. I thought he was just on the course edge, but again, that overhead view really highlighted. Watch Beecham here. Transition, overhead, can't see. Oh,
you see there?
Yeah.
I would rather a driver get overly aggressive like that than be underly aggressive and come way inside on the track and cut off the driver. Castro, though, all the way through, we talked a lot about Beecham. Great chase run from Castro. Went everywhere that Beecham did. Does it with style, does it with grace. Let's see what he can do out in the lead.
Good proximity as far as chasing. Would like to see him dip back a little bit. That's my request. But now he's out front. He's got the clean air Toyota GR86 Cadillac. Here we go. Jumping into that first outside zone. And you can see Castro a good angle. So down here's Beecham. So obviously that lead position, strong for both of them. Oh man, Beecham, he hung out there quite a bit. How he salvaged that, that could have been really catastrophic for both the cars. But Beecham held on to it in this last outside zone. So a bit wonky from Beecham from the start, again on that chase position. You saw him back there a little bit. Beecham wasn't, or excuse me, Castro wasn't absolutely flawless either. But let's take a look at it and run it back once again.
Yeah, I was curious about initiation if something happened there, but I mean, really, Castro gets it lit up pretty quick, and then Beecham has to pull a bunch of angle out just to even get back in the fight. And there's Castro laying down a solid run. I mean, a little bit more shallow, and then through here, Beecham tries to gain that proximity, does a good job through this transition and dive back in and catch up with Beecham through outside zone 3, inside clip, makes another dive. And for me, I mean, Castro kind of seems to be a little bit on and off throttle throughout a lot of this. You can really hear it in the car, although that being said, Beecham's car is super loud too. But either way, I mean, it just, both drivers need to clean it up just that little bit. It'll be interesting to see how the judges end up weighing this one with mistakes from both sides.
Let's see. This is not an easy one. It wasn't real dominant on either side. Points of contention where they could tighten it up, where they kind of just had blatant mistakes. Taking a look, you can see Beecham leading on the left, Castro leading on the right. So gap on the right-hand side. Like I said, Castro had that proximity to be back a little bit.
Yeah, but Castro was on a lower line in the lead, so it's much easier to pull a gap on a tighter line. You're traveling less distance. So I agree with you on that, but I'm wondering if that is why that ended up happening. But Castro does such a great job to the inside clip and outside 4, whereas Beecham obviously overcooks it. So.
Yeah, but so absolutely to the same vein, to the same point, basically, once you start and you're kind of off that, you look at, there it is.
Yeah.
Still smiles, you know, hats are backwards, built for speed, Beecham. He, you know, just, I think just overall where they started, that kind of set precedence for Beecham. So a little difficult, his camp, again, would love to see him advance on. Castro got his first ever podium and he gets one vote, one vote split. Castro 2-1. Castro 2-1. Castro gets the win and advances on. Look at that. Beecham, give respect. You pointed him out. Just, it's a beautiful day. Great fans. There you go, Castro. You, baby. You, baby. You got this. You and me. I love that. It's like a buddy cop film.
Yeah, it's good.
Turner and Hooch, Castro and the Toyota. That's where we're starting here. Dominican's finest. You got to love it. Moving on. RCP and Hiroya Manoa. 15 years young. That's right, 15. I did not stutter, my friends. Unreal. The youngest ever to podium at 14. Youngest ever to win. 72% win percentage. Second year here in FDUSA. He competes in Japan. His dad, an absolute drift legend. His mom drifts. Again, an absolute first family of drifting from Japan. Really nice kid. Just progressing. You know, like talking to him, his English has gotten better. He's just absolutely adopting it. He's on the sims. He lives the life, man. This is what he lives and breathes. As a lot of the drifters do as well. But 15 years old, definitely my hat's off to him. Here we go. RCP out front. Garage. He doesn't care about age. Rome says, cool. Here you go. 15 years old. I don't care. And there's the Garagistic BMW. Little shimming there, but massive angle from RCP. In that second outside zone, Haroya Manoa jumps out of the smoke. So again, a couple different approaches there, going from outside zone 2 to 3. And Haroya, RCP, the attitude of the car, am I correct? It kind of feels lungy and just kind of floaty a little bit? I don't know, what's your take?
Yeah, no.
Maybe stabby on the gas?
Exactly that. It's just, you can really feel a lot of his inputs in the car. So it takes a little bit to light off. Doesn't get a ton of tire smoke rolling right off the bat. And Manoa making those adjustments. Look at the way he's positioning that car too. But look at Rome. Back and forth a little bit. Comes off this bank, left foot brake to try and hold that car back. Does a good job through outside zone 2, filling all of 3. And then now Manoa needs to get in. But there's just a lot of adjustments in what Rome is doing out in the lead, and his speed does seem to fluctuate pretty heavily back and forth as he tries to find the grip in the track. So not fluid in the way that he rotates and around angles, but maybe not fluid on and off the gas as he's going forward. But
it felt really like granular. It just like, as far as viscosity goes, it just felt granular as opposed to smooth and buttery. And see some of those drives. And Rome with that wheelbase of that car, it's a twitchier kind of car when it's not absolutely settled.
Yeah, you've really got to drive that car with a ton of commitment, and the way things are rolling right now, when he comes off throttle, it's very, very apparent.
All right, so again, we know Rome's going to be aggressive, chasing him down. Haroya Manoa, like we talked about, I mean, this gentleman is on the sim. He knows this track very, very well. And there, that's the settle you're looking for. Minimal correction, little left foot tap in that brake. He got into that bumper. That's what he was talking about. Not as much commitment going to outside zone 2, kind of rolled into it, down to the power outside zone 3. But look at it rolling away. So again, you can almost hear that exhaust, right? So again, stacking with the throttle. But Haroya Manoa smooth out front, and that's what we really want to do, because that's just going to, we set precedents in Long Beach, aka round 1. Said, hey, whatever the lead driver needs to do, set up your chase driver for a good opportunity.
Yeah, we really are rewarding those lead drivers for providing a chase or chaseable lead run. It's something that has kind of shifted a little bit in the mentality of the judges, but what it's done is allowed us to see really, really solid lead runs through many, many of our events. And Manoa, again, with just a very predictable, very smooth, kind of telegraphing his transitions early, almost showing Rome when he's going to be transitioning that car. It seems very predictable to chase. And Rome does a pretty good job through a lot of this, but Manoa is able to pick up so much speed in some interesting spots on this course. He doesn't shake up a lot of speed coming off the bank. It's just a lot of commitment, a lot of faith in the vehicle. And, I mean, with his young age, there's no mechanical sympathy there. He does not care what happens to this car because he's so used to just hitting the reset button and going back out. Yeah,
you crash a sim, a lot cheaper than crashing a full-on car. Slide him left for RCP, right for Haroya Manoa, and Manoa gets the victory. Evergreen explodes for the 15-year-old giant of Manoa. And as we see our next vehicles warming up, speaking of warming up, Cerise Taylor, down to you with Jonathan Castro.
Congratulations, that was an epic battle between you and Beecham. There were some issues on both ends. I overheard you talking to your crew chief over here. Were there any bits of advice that he was giving you?
Yeah, he just told me go up in the banking. So we're struggling staying up on the banking. We're having way too much grip. Those Kenda tires are really sticky, so putting everything what we have with the car. Car's working well, it's just proper. We're just gonna push it a little harder. I think we're going against Manoa. He's just on point right now and is doing a great job. So we're gonna put a show for the fans.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. We'll catch up with you later.
Thank you. See you guys.
Awesome. Well done.
Great attitude there. Real great attitude from the one and only Jonathan Castro. Next up, Ryan Turk versus Daniel Stuckey. Stuckey campaigning his own vehicle. He split ways with his teammate last round of competition, so he's got that Kenda tires livery on his vehicle, and your defending winner from here in Seattle, the Rockstar Energy Drink driver, Ryan Turk. And quick separation. Ryan Turk in that Rain X Toyota GR Corolla ripping through. Nice job by Ryan Turk. Now coming down into the power alley. Snooki struggling a bit, now making his way into that third outside zone. Ryan Turk making this really easy as he pulls away from Stuckey. And a massive swing in more ways than one for Ryan Turk and getting that victory and advancing on to the 8.
Yeah, just another great lead run. The only thing I want to go back and check is make sure nothing crazy happened on initiation that had Stuckey fall that far back. It's really, really strange to see him get that far back in the chase because Ryan Turk absolutely pulled a complete freight train on him all the way through that first outside zone. Now Stuckey makes up that ground, but unfortunately with that increase in speed caused him to shoot out a little bit. Once he gets in that transition, he's bathing in smoke, just not able to get through the rest of the run within proximity. But for Ryan Turk, just solid lead run, lays it down, nice and smooth, obviously very quick. No issues with it. If he keeps running this as his lead run through the entire event, I will not be shocked to see him on the podium.
Let's see. Again, it's not that far-fetched. He knows his track. He loves his track. Getting these advancements, you know, he's had some struggles, some glimmers of greatness, but he's got the makings of a great team. You know, we've seen the Corolla in the box. He's got Chelsea Alpha, former champion, now 2023 champ in his ear. You know, he's got Hartsock, he's got Papadakis, and now he's got a very capable vehicle. And now he's chasing down Daniel Stuckey. Give himself a little bit of room here because, you know, again, the spotter's got to be like, hey, Stuckey was back for quite a bit. Maybe something's up. You don't want to risk him. And whoa, comes in to that second outside zone. He does salvage that. That got precarious, and that's why you maybe want to give yourself some room. If the car, you know, you're pedaling your car and the car's slow right there, move, get out the way, right? I mean, it might be ludicrous, not just the musician, but also as far as driving goes.
Yeah, Ryan Turk, I mean, a veteran's veteran. Just he's battled so many times over the years. He's seen so many different things and makes that right call. You know, listens to the spotter, understands what he needs to do in this situation. Stuckey gets that car out with maybe not a ton of speed, and Ryan Turk very slowly and precisely gains the proximity. Doesn't make any big dives. You can see Stuckey pulling even more angle to try and gap him. And then a big shift there for Stuckey coming into that zone. Now, there is a decel that is allowed in that area. There's a momentum change that's allowed, and Stuckey definitely takes advantage of that through that transition part. But Ryan Turk does a great job adapting to what was going on, predicting what was going to happen. You're going to see it here again with Stuckey up front. Look at that decel before he gets into the second outside zone. Something that drivers wanted in that meeting is to have it on the map and to be able to have an opportunity to decel if they need to make sure that they can fill out the second outside zone. And in this case, it almost bit Ryan Turk, but he predicted it, he saw it, and made the right choice.
Well, we'll see if it pays off for him. That definitely got a little hairy. Shaving a haircut, 2 pence. The vehicle's not jumping outside of their vehicle, the drivers. That's something that, you know, the Europeans tend to do, and you know, we saw that with Shanahan jumping out, congratulating, high fives and hugs. Going to the side-by-side, brought to you by BC Racing. Go for gold. Side-by-side replay.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the judges just trying to look and see if there's anything else that they missed in this. I mean, first outside zone, Turk definitely looks a little bit deeper. Second outside zone, Turk kind of misses a good chunk of it in the lead. It's not something I caught earlier on. But now that we get this overhead, you can start to see that. And then through the rest of these zones, I mean, Stuckey does a pretty good job. So to me, Ryan Turk in the lead has a much better first outside zone, but struggles in the second outside zone and swapping it back and forth. Yeah, Stuckey, I mean, it might swing a little further towards Stuckey than I originally anticipated. Yeah. That's why we have these side-by-sides, because when you start to compare it, it gets very, very interesting.
And there goes one, there goes two. So Ryan Turk does get the win. Ryan Turk gets the win. It got a little precarious there, but I don't think that was enough. But I think lesson learned, right? Fool me once, can't fool me twice.
Yeah.
All right, so Ryan Turk in that Rain X Toyota GR Corolla makes his way back. He advances on one more battle left in our top 16. Taking a look at our bracket, Dean versus Masayama, Hughes versus LZ, Castro versus Manoa, and Ryan Turk versus, Field or Forsberg. Who's gonna get the win? Who's going against Turk? We'll find out when we come back.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
Get out there and have fun. Because you've got Meguiar's. And we've got your back. From wash, to paint care, to maintenance and more, Meguiar's has your hybrid ceramic solution for every adventure. Meguiar's, reflect your passion.
This is where champions are made. Born from Formula Drift. Engineered for your daily drive. Where Kenda's Vezda UHP Max Plus proves it's not just track ready. It's street dominant. This is podium to pavement. Vezda UHP Max Plus, only from Kenda. Find yours today at kendatire.com.
BC Forged Wheels, custom built per order, offering extensive design, finish, and machining options. Strength, style, and precision come standard. Track proven, street ready. BC Forged, proud sponsor of Formula Drift 2025.
Type S Nightlights, what a great time we had. If you missed out, well, hopefully we'll do it again. Thank you to Griot's Garage. Type S Nightlights, hosted by none other than Larry Chen. Presented by Type S, supported by Type ST Suspension, and also presented by Toyota Gazoo Racing. We saw Senna's McLaren there, ST Suspension setting up. It was awesome. Adam LZ showed up. The GR Corollas were there. You know, we got GR Corolla, GR Supra, also the GR86. We saw everything. Jacob, I know you were at the town hall meeting, but Larry brought out his 8-pound book, which is available now. It'll be released later on this year. #1 automotive book on Instagram. Larry, high fives and handshakes. Adam LZ fired up and did donuts at Griot's Garage. They said, go ahead, man. That's his comp car. He went out there. Only reason he stopped, the brakes were glowing red. And his spotter told me that he broke a part there, so he figured it out. But again, Type S Nightlights, thank you to Griot's. Of course, thank you to Type S, ST Suspension, and Toyota Gazoo Racing. We had a party at Long Beach, Atlanta, now here in Seattle, and hopefully we'll do one probably, ideally, in Long Beach once again. So we'll see. But stay tuned. Follow Type S on Instagram. Tag them, let them know. Say, come on, let's do it. Let's do it. Come on. Speaking of doing it, Matt Field, Chris Forsberg, both these guys on Death Vodka, but both want to win. Matt Field, the beast of the bay, and that Borla performance. Corvette out front. Chris Forsberg chasing down, tucking in. And Matt Field, look at how settled that car is. Absolutely ripping into the power alley. Forsberg, you see lunging, and you just see how smooth Matt Field is. Forsberg diving in a little bit shallow on the outside zone 3. Both of them tight on the inside clip. Looks like we got a little nose job there. Forsberg getting in the back of the Corvette, definitely getting aggressive. You cannot give Matt Field an inch. Matt Field is just right there on that cusp. Again, just, again, trying to break that wall and get a championship.
Yeah, solid battle between these two. We talked about it early on. I knew this was going to be an epic one. You can see that right off the bat. Look at Forsberg trying to push the pace of Matt Field. Matt, that little tiny bit of a checkup, does a great job through the second outside zone, third outside zone. Matt swings it around. Forsberg on a tighter line. Let's watch for this contact. Both drivers through that inside clip. And really, it's Chris trying to make that dive in, but Matt not swinging the car around maybe as quick as he would have thought. I mean, these are two long-time drivers here. 730 battles combined between these two drivers. 471 wins. It's crazy to think. Yeah, it is wild what these drivers have done in their careers. And yeah, I mean, this is It's just nuts. It's super cool. As soon as I saw them line up, I was immediately stoked.
I think everybody was, because I mean, these guys are, friends off track, and again, Chris Forsberg, 3-time champion. He's been competing since day one. He's one of the OGs alongside Kenshiro Gushi. 3-time champion, the first ever People's Champion. The first years it was Sam Hubinett, Reese Millen, Sam Hubinett, and Forsberg was the first ever true drifter, not traditional racer, to win a championship. And then he went on to win multiple, 1, 2, and then eventually 3 championships. Always piloting a Nissan with a Nissan power plant as well. Even when he went V8, wasn't LS, it was a VK56. Now here he is with a VR, got a GTR motor. And of course, Matt Field, his progression from an S chassis to, now a Corvette, and then built the first ever Drift C8 Corvette, which he'd like to take that to the track, development, having fun, party car, of course, always down for a good time. Here we go, Chris Forsberg. Looks like maybe a restart.
Okay. Yeah,
Cone was hit. Cone was hit by Chris Forsberg, so they'll turn around.
Yeah, Chris Forsberg
restart him.
Going for his 302nd battle. Man, gotta love some of these numbers that these drivers pull out when they've been in the series this long. So get them back to the line here. We play with baseball rules: 3 strikes and you're out.
Strike 1.
Yeah, that was strike 1. So 2 more. I've had a couple of occasions where it has happened. It's not many.
1 was done by a fellow countryman of yours.
Yeah, I know. I thought, did he do it twice? I think one driver's actually done it twice, but wasn't sure.
Maybe.
Interesting. We got them coming back outside the burnout box. I'm curious if someone's calling for a 5.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. 1, is there contact here?
Oh,
snap.
There was. Okay.
So there's contact there, and also there was contact in the battle, too. You can see that front left of Forsberg. Actually, front right, excuse me.
So Forsberg didn't lock it up, and obviously saw the light before Matt did. Matt is going to be looking at Forsberg, so I'm wondering what we play in this, if this becomes a situation where we've got a complimentary 5 minutes to give to them because of that situation. So that would be my guess. Free 5s. Okay, got that confirmed.
So complimentary 5s, nothing's free. They got to work hard for it. So complimentary 5s, competition timeout, so not using or allotting and utilizing their competition timeout. So 5 minutes, they will inspect the cars, make sure they're good. Again, there was contact previously within that first run, and now here restarting them, contact bumper to bumper. So there it is. So again, neither of them utilizing their dedicated and designated comp timeout.
Yeah, so it's something we hand out to make sure that the battles are still good. We don't want a crazy situation to happen, but that's how we're stacking up here as we wait for a couple more drivers into the burnout box. Yeah, James Dean, Wataru Masayama, and Dylan Hughes, Adam LZ. I'm really looking forward to that. Some BMW on BMW. Jonathan Castro, Manoa, another 86 on 86. And then Ryan Turk will either face Chris Forsberg or Mr. Matt Field.
Yep. Moving on, and we will move on to our first battle of the Great 8. And this is James the Machine Dean versus Masayama. So, man, Masayama and this vehicle are a match made in Jerry Yang heaven. The Bathing Ape livery.
It's kind of funny too, because a lot of drivers really love the S chassis and sometimes will struggle going into an 8.6, but this is the opposite. Seeing a driver that didn't have an incredible career in the S15, pretty good, but nothing that is making the history books, and gets in this 8.6, and he's crushing it right now.
You wonder if sometimes it's just like all right, let's see, nothing to lose. It's again like D-Mads yesterday, crashing the wall, car runs great because nothing to lose. Just go for it, man. Risk it for the biscuit. Here we go. James Dean initiates, 4-time defending champion. James Dean, 2 wins already this year. Can he do it again? Most recently, this round of competition. James Dean, Pennzoil, Ford Mustang, Masayama tucks in. Again, he has that approach where he gives enough room and then drops into outside zone 3. Didn't exactly pay off, but give himself enough room. But you cannot give James Dean that kind of buffer, or he's going to run away with it. And again, he kept it consistent all the way through, but just that, it was consistent, about a car distance.
Yeah, I mean, you can make your way into even the Grade 8 with consistency, but when you're going against a James Dean, you've got to pull something extraordinary up. Masayama does a really good job at the chase, but look how stable James Dean is through that whole thing. Almost catches that wall again, picks up speed, bit of a left foot brake to keep that car settled, and now into the herd outside zone. James Dean hanging the spoiler over the top. those concrete barriers, and then even through this transition, still on throttle all the way through. I don't know if James Dean lifted at any point in time in this run. It's wild how quick he's got. Maybe a quick gear down, but that is about it. James Dean making it look flowy. It's amazing how he's able to take such an aggressive car and flick it around and make it look smooth. Masayama, the chase, just you can't provide any space for James Dean.
Nope. And he's going to, again, he's going to live in your nightmares, Masayama. Let's see what he's got. He's just going to be right in that rearview mirror. Masayama, I just expect a real aggressive chase job. Masayama hasn't had time to kind of really even navigate that car, so the good comes with the bad, where it's just pretty straightforward. I expect James to be really aggressive here because Masayama's been driving well. James Spotter's probably like, hey, just give it the beans, man. Come on now. Here we go. The machine drops into formation. Masayama looks very good. James Dean, both the cars. It looks like a photo. It looks like a still photo. The smoke billowing out into that power alley. Now watch this transition. You see James dip back, drops in, gives him a little bit of room. Like to gain that back, and now flick both of them into that last outside zone. So pretty straightforward. Yeah. Good job. Thought it was going to be a little aggressive, maybe tap that door, but again, with Masayama just coming back, not a lot of driving from James Dean, seeing him in this car.
Yeah, and you don't want to you don't want to overcommit at any point in time in case there is some sort of an issue. But Masayama, very, very solid lead run, and maybe this and that chase would be enough to beat out a lot of drivers. But when we talk about the four-time champ, you've got to pull something out of the bag that's going to be wild. It's the only way that James Dean's been taken down. And Masayama, it is a very, very solid lead run. I mean, almost any driver would be incredibly excited to put something like this down. But once again, against a James Dean, is it going to be enough?
No.
Tough go.
it's just tough. Yeah, it is. All right, so looking at side by side, so it's just not that cut and dry for James Dean to get this victory. The right-hand drive. Daigo Saito watching from Japan. So the keys handed over to Masayama.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, maybe something strange in the lead. Let's make sure everybody's collecting all those zones. First outside zone, James Dean's maybe a touch deeper. Masayama does clean things up a little bit there. Proximity, James Dean definitely in the chase as they transition off. Both drivers do a good job for the second outside zone, third outside zone. James real deep through there. Inside clip, Masayama maybe a little tight on that section. In our fourth and final outside zone, both drivers look good. James Dean kind of supersedes the fourth outside zone a little bit. So if I'm gonna dock him some points in the chase, that would be it. But not many other spots.
Yeah, just those little nuances here. Yeah. So.
But yeah, I mean, their line, their angle, the way they mirrored each other all the way around was solid. A little bit of proximity is about it.
Still waiting for that verdict between James Dean and Masayama. Keith Sarlos tuning in from Los Olivos, California, San Ynez Valley. I don't know if you've been there. Absolutely beautiful part of the country. And we are waiting to see who comes out on top. Man, do you think this deserves this much scrutinization?
Maybe. I mean, they are really trying to dial in exactly where the proximity was. It's tough. I mean, you want to immediately lean towards James, but the drivers they've got to scrutinize every single part of this run.
The judges.
Yes,
Sorry,
thank you.
No problem.
Yeah. I mean, hey, the drivers scrutinize too.
Drivers scrutinize. Yeah, they're not going to go like, I mean, unless it's like a Shanahan, like you said, misshift or whatever. But here we go. The NXT bets, grade 8. Okay, let's hold on. Let's make sure everything is correct. I'm hearing that judges are inputting, and is that correct? Ryan, is that correct? Just want to make sure. Everybody in agreement on that? Okay, that is correct. James the Machine Dean. Again, just a quick little glitch there, but it is unanimous. James Dean gets the win and advances on and advances his gap between him and Frederick Osbo, sitting second in points. So Adam LZ in third. So looks like James advances.
Yeah, and I believe this will mean as well that he is guaranteed a podium. So kind of interesting. Yeah, being first place coming out. Yeah, that'll guarantee him. So we'll see him on the box tonight one way or another. But the question will be is which step of the box? So as we get Matt Field and Chris Forsberg back into the burnout box after that contact from our one more time, see how this see how this ends up playing out. Hopefully no major incidents there.
Yeah, so again, that contact will revisit the final battle of the 16, Field and Forsberg. So kind of jumping around there. So just wanted to make sure that everything was up to snuff, making sure the cars are good. There was contact within the battle, but then there was contact on the start, which got restarted. So saw Matt Field get in the back of Forsberg, and now here's the second portion of this battle. I'm sure we'll have a BC Racing side-by-side. Go for gold.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just the way they're driving.
The way they're driving, and obviously, you know, that incident, what goes on there, and the space in between having that battle. So here we go. The second half of this battle. Forsberg out front. NOS energy drink. Nismo Auto Parts all new Z out front. Initiating there. Forsberg. Big angle from him. Really dialing in the car, very settled. You can see Matt Field clamoring, some shimming in the chase position now. Coming into the power alley. Second outside zone. In the third outside zone goes Forsberg. Matt Field, the nose right there. Trying to get closer here. Now transitioning. Forsberg, good swing in that last outside zone. Dialed in from Forsberg. Look at that. Sold out crowd. What a shot right there. Larry Chen, again, his new book dropping soon. Check out Life at Shutter Speed.
All right, back to our airforce.com replay on this one. We'll definitely get that side-by-side going up here shortly, but Forsberg a little bit lower on the bank. Matt Field closing that gap, taking an even tighter line to try and gain that proximity of Forsberg. Holding steady up there. I mean, not super far up, and then comes in a little bit late into that second outside zone. And Forsberg, that car is pretty tight right now, not able to make it out to the third. And then transitioning out to the fourth does a really, really good job there. As now the light is going to start playing some havoc with these drivers. And the sun coming down, we get some shadow, we get some light. A few of the drivers will probably start complaining about the sun coming directly into the windshield.
That is a factor, dude.
Massive factor. So yeah, for Forsberg, I mean, maybe not the run he was hoping for as he takes across a little impromptu jump off to the side. One day we're going to incorporate that. Let's have it go all the way out and launch the cars. Be great. Talking about putting jumps in FD for years. We just got to pull the trigger on it.
Reese Millen talked about it like 05, 06.
That's what I'm saying.
What's the advancement? Jumps. I'm like, dang. Okay.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, I'd be all right with it. I don't have to rebuild these cars.
Air Force, Space Force, Formula Space.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Got it. Formula Space, side by side. Let's see. Now that we got to go back and try to remember what happened on our previous run. Look at the proximity of Chris Forsberg. Matt Field laying down a really, really solid lead run there. I want to see, does Matt Field miss zones? Yeah, Matt gets all of 2 and all of 3, whereas Forsberg kind of shallow through there. So I do think Forsberg does a really, really good job in the chase to the first outside zone, but unfortunately on his lead run misses a couple of zones. So is that great chase that he's got able to make up for the difference of the missed zones, or do the judges look at it and award Matt Field with keeping that door open, keeping the pocket open and allowing Forsberg to sit in it?
We'll see. Forsberg would love to get on the podium. And there it is. Matt Field gets 1 vote, 2 votes, and 3 votes. Matt Field gets the win, advancing on. Chris Forsberg knocked out. A good effort there, but we're going to talk to Reese Marin, another fellow from Pennsylvania. And we are taking a look as our Great 8 is settled. We even have a driver in the Final 4, James the Machine Dean. And we'll bring him in. Reese Marin, let's look at this once again.
Yeah, discussing with the judges here, we can see we're going to pay close attention to Forsberg in the lead as well. Now, we definitely see that the proximity is better on Forsberg in the chase. But then when we switch over to the lead with Forsberg, you can see going into outside zone 2, see a little shallow again into outside 2, barely gets in, transition goes in, barely gets into outside zone 3. Field doing a good job applying the pressure on. They do a good job in the inner clips, then we transition into outside zone 4. See, Matt Field does a little bit better job in the lead there. Overall, we ended up going with Matt Field having the win.
All right. Works
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much, Reese, breaking it down. All right, as we get settled for our Grade 8, thank you to our judges. That was Reese Marin you just heard from, speaking on the judges' behalf. Also joining us the entire season is Brian Egger, and half the season, Robbie Nishida. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue with the Grade 8. Already James Dean is in the Final 4 and guaranteed a podium. Don't go anywhere here at round 6 of 8 of the Formula Drift Championship at Evergreen Speedway.
Link ECU, let's get it!
We got the spiciest K-Series built.
Supercharged Ford Eliminator engine.
Oh, good old SR20. Blink Monsoon is so rowdy.
Naturally aspirated, 1,000 horsepower, LS-based engine. And then we're going to add nitrous on top of it.
Running an S54 controlled by Link ECU. Link direct injection EcoBoost Fox body.
I actually put an FA24 in it.
B58, E46, Link ECU.
No matter what engine you have, it's a stock K24 or it's a 1,000-wheel 2J. Link ECU all day.
Ready to turn your passion into a career? At the College of Applied Technologies at the University of Northwestern Ohio, we offer exciting programs that put you on the path to success. From high-performance motorsports to hybrid electric vehicles, agricultural equipment to robotics and automation, we've got it all. With 70% hands-on education, small classes, and practical real-world experience, you'll gain the skills needed for a profitable and successful career in the skilled trades. Find out more at unoh.edu.
Looking for what comes next? For that moment when everything finally...
1 minute!
Whichever path you choose, it starts here.
These are my race treads for going the distance.
Racetreads.com. Tires for every adventure.
O'Reilly Auto Part Random Part Challenge Seattle Edition. I'm gonna go in there and grab some parts and see what we got. Okay, got our parts. We're off to the track. See you there.
O'Reilly Auto Part Random Part Challenge. What is that? You have to look this way.
Well, it's obviously a float, but a float for what? I would say a coolant reservoir float.
Wrong.
Not bad. It is a water in fuel sensor for a 6.6 liter V8 Chevrolet diesel, I believe.
I was close.
Yeah, I guessed wrong as well, believe it or not. O'Reilly Auto Part Random Part Challenge Seattle Edition. I'm here with the Radium homies. My friends, what is this?
It looks like a float switch of some sort.
Definitely float.
It's got like a vacuum on it, 2-wire, so it's definitely a switch.
Yeah, it's a resistor for sure.
Or it could be a switch, on off. Some sort of fluid float switch.
Coolant?
I got it.
I don't think it's coolant.
Windshield washer.
Brother,
Level.
That's
Goes
it.
in a windshield washer
That's
tank.
it, that's it. We're done.
Actually, no. This is a water in fuel sensor for a 6.6 liter Duramax.
Oh, jeez. Get out of here.
Diesel
man.
stuff. Who would have known that? Somebody in my pit was like, I know what that is.
Shenanigans.
Yeah. O'Reilly Auto Part Random Part Challenge Seattle Edition, Heat Wave Edition. We're here with Graham Downey. Graham.
Hey, Dylan.
What is that?
Oh. Well, the drain port gives it away. Considering I drive a diesel every day, I would say it's a water and fuel sensor.
What? Did this dude just nail it? You heard us. You had to have heard us. There's no way.
No. Come on, everybody knows this. Drain it out. Water comes out, tighten it back up, fresh filter, ready to rock.
This guy, dude. This guy. Give me that thing, dude.
You got another one?
Well done. Yeah, you got it. Do we have another one? Give us something else.
Give me a
him
harder
something
one.
harder. There's Mario, the undefeated champ. This dude's gonna, yeah. We have the reigning champion. I will say you are the champion of this so far. Well, CH didn't get it, so I think you're ahead, but this could be a collective effort if you'd like.
I mean, it's got to be a float level sensor for something, but what it's for exactly, I don't know.
諦めんなお前どうしてそこでやめるんだそこで絶対するの必ず目標達成できるだからこそ
I
definitely don't know what it is. That looks like it belongs in a fucking toilet, dude.
Yeah, it does.
This is like PVC here.
Heads up, Castro's coming through.
Go the other way. We're going this way.
O'Reilly Auto Part Random Part Challenge, Seattle / Jeff Jones.
I've seen this show before. You're gonna bring me some weird thing.
Yep.
Oh my God, is this off a boat? What is this freaking thing, bro? Like, this is something that kids use nowadays in their advanced hydration smoking devices, I think.
Ooh, I can see that little dope device.
Not sure what kind of car part thingamabopper this is, bro.
It does belong on a vehicle. I promise you that.
I feel like this is boat related. I don't know. It doesn't look like it's set up for gas. So I feel like it's got to be something for, is it like windshield wiper or something? I have no clue.
It is a water in fuel sensor for 6.6 liter Duramax.
Yep. Don't have that problem. Don't need that part.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known either. I guessed wrong as well.
Welcome back. We are one battle deep into our top, our grade 8. Holy cow. Holy cow, grade 8. So one driver already into the final 4. Next up, Dylan Hughes asking everybody the questions. The question for him is, can he take down Adam LZ? Adam LZ would like to progress. Again, sitting third in points, but James Dean progresses. So he is pulling away from Frederick Osbo. And again, going for that championship overall. 2 rounds after this. Hope to tune in. There's Matt Field. He's stoked. Yeah, he's stoked. Taking down the 3-time champ. Matt Field would love to get on the box. See, signing some autographs. What up, dog? Signing shirts. All right, so Cerise, I know she's down there lurking in the shadows, always watching. Look at the baby. Look at the baby. What?
Always. She's just stalking, looking for the notes. Yeah.
Just like that dude behind the tree. When a Bed Bath & Beyond closes, Spirit Store's right there, ready to jump in.
Yeah.
Spirit Stores are looking right now. I feel like Spirit,
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, as soon as like a Dollar General goes down, there's a Spirit.
Dude, Dollar General's closed. I feel like they don't close. They just open. They're just always.
They're just everywhere. Yeah.
They're just everywhere. All right, back to the action. All BMW affair from an old school to a new school, true school. Dylan Hughes, Adam LZ. Hughes will lead. Again, local legend. He's your BMW boy. Royal Purple GT Radial BMW leading right now as Dylan Hughes comes down into the power alley. Brings it on in. Wow, what a great execution. That was so smooth. Timed so well. Adam LZ dives in on an 836. That front right, not the right angle exactly, but aggressive, yes. So you saw him just transition and almost caught him at a 45. More of a Y-bone than a T-bone.
Yeah, when you got 2 chassis almost identical, I mean, power plants, everything, it can make for such great battles because the cars are going to operate in such similar ways. So transition, the way they can hold angle, everything they can do, and it really just becomes a driver's battle at that point. Adam getting a little bit aggressive coming off the bank, and definitely aggressive going into 3, getting in the side until in the Dozer Hughes as they transition out back into the shadows again of outside zone 4. So Dylan looking pretty stable through that. Maybe another replay will show me anything different, but there's Adam just trying to check things up and adds a bit too much angle, and unfortunately in the chase missing all of outside zone 2 and then making that crazy dive into 3 is Dylan Hughes unaffected, unfazed all the way through this run, looking super, super solid. And I know this crowd right now is on the edge of their seat, absolutely pumped to see Dylan Hughes try and take this win away from Adam LZ, but it is not going to be easy.
It definitely is not, but if anybody knows this track, like I said, he knows this track better than anybody in the field. Dylan Hughes, local legend. Adam LZ will lead. Again, 3rd in points. Can he jump up to 2nd? It's going to be a big ask as Drift HQ BMW. Nice angle. Dylan Hughes not giving him any room whatsoever. Dylan trying to grind onto that 2nd outside zone. Hopping his way into the 3rd. Dylan Hughes dives in shallow off outside zone 3, but Adam brings it to that inside clip. And now that final outside zone. Adam LZ maxing out that angle. That could definitely hurt him.
Yeah.
That could definitely hurt Adam LZ on that transition, going to last outside zone, but aggressive drive. Both these guys are like, dude, let's send it, literally. That was awesome.
This was a battle for the people. This was one of those 2 drivers. I guarantee there was a quick little, we're just going. We're doing this. No games, all the power, all the grip, let's go. this is our track map here. So one thing that's really interesting is that momentum change coming off of 1 into 2, something the drivers asked for the judges to be aware that's going to happen. We also have that momentum change from 2 into 3 and another one after that. But let's take a look at the replay. Adam gets up to the wall really quick. Dylan takes a minute to gain that proximity, but look at how aggressive Hughes is, just pushing the pace of Adam, and Adam throws a ton of angle coming off the bank. Gets that transition done, but drops a fair bit of speed even in that zone. Dylan does a good job to adapt to it. Inside clip, Adam already really looking really full of angle, and then almost, I mean, to me, Adam was going to over-rotate.
I think Dylan helped him.
I think Dylan pushed him across the line. He's like, listen, bro, I got you. I'm gonna get you through the rest of this.
Spin, but he couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah, it was, I mean, it was a cool battle. Adam looking for everything he can grasp at to try and shake off Dylan Hughes. We saw kind of techniques like this work. But yeah, it was a good hit.
Yeah, Dylan's front left, you saw those white wheels just absolutely just flex and max that out. So not out of the car, not high-five and handshakes, no smiles. But like you said, I bet you there was that conversation like, dude, I'm gonna tear it up. Let's tear it up together. Hold my hand, Thelma.
This is to me feels like one of those old like grassroots days where it's Sunday, everything's almost over. Let's just throw it down. Let's like hunk these cars as hard as we possibly can. So let's watch for Adam. Look, it gets that inside clip and then just a massive transition. It looks like he's on throttle doing it. And to me, so the question is going to become, would Adam have over-rotated, or what would have happened there? The other part is that Adam, in that rotation, is slowing down. He's not back on throttle. There's going to be a decel through right about here, where you're allowed to, or no, sorry, here. But to me, the decel happens kind of in the zone. Adam's still lighting off, but Dylan on that tighter line. It's interesting, very, very interesting. I'm curious how the judges are going to weigh out this decision, but if that's how things go down, I'd rather that. Like, let's make contact because guys are driving really, really hard and trying to shake the other driver.
Yeah, perfect storm scenario here. Adam with the maxed out angle, Dylan with the shallow and shorter angle or shorter line. So it's that perfect storm. But I would tend to think that Dylan did save Adam in some regard and kind of hit that front right.
Yeah, I definitely could be seen that way, but it could also be Adam, is trying to get that rotation done, and Dylan catching that front wheel stops that rotation. It's hard to say, but I mean, the judges are going to tell us one way or another. Either way, great battle, epic, leaving everything on the line. That's the kind of drifting that we signed up for.
A lot of the drivers join us up here in the stands. Frederick Osbo, Connor Shanahan, all the drivers. Round of applause for all of them and their teams and their crew. Thank you for the show that they put on. Let's slide them left for Dylan or right for Adam LZ. And Adam LZ gets the win. LZ gets the win, taking out Pacific Northwest's own Dylan the Dozer Hughes. All right, so again, it wasn't as straightforward, hence the reservation, the time allotment, all that. So Adam makes his way back. He'll make his way into the Final Four. Look at that, James Dean versus Adam LZ. He kind of holds the fate in his hands if he wants to advance on and structurally and systematically. So let's throw it over to Reese Marin looking at it again.
Into the inner clip, and as he rotates, pay attention to the dive by Dylan, gets the front wheels, and we contribute that to being what was the reason that Adam ended up going to rotate. And I understand that a lot of people are going to be looking at this like, oh, it looks like Adam could have over-rotated. You can make the assumption, but what we can have is disruption to those front wheels. There's the contact right there. We feel like that is what caused Adam having that error, and that's why Adam gets the win.
Okay, yeah, so blame goes on Dylan being a little too aggressive.
Yep, all right, so Dylan too aggressive, but Adam LZ continues on. So let's throw it down to Cerise. Cerise, what's up?
All right, I'm here with the guy, Matt Field. Matt Field, I'm happy to talk to you. Now, you are going to be going up against Ryan Turk, but you just had a pretty epic battle against Forsberg, who you have over 730 battles against. Did you know that?
There's no way that's right. There's no way. But we have battled quite a bit. But, yeah, he's been in the game a long time. And I think that I'm now kind of been in the game a long time myself. So anytime I get to drive against that guy, who at one point was the guy for me, he really was.
Absolutely. Now, going into this next battle against Turk, do you have any thoughts, any predictions?
Well, I predict I'm going to win. Otherwise, I wouldn't even get in the car, right? But obviously, it's going to be a big battle, for sure. His car's turned up to 11. His entries are amazing. There's zero decel where decel would not be expected. He's smooth, he's online, and his car has a really short butt just like mine, so we're gonna be running the same track, so it's gonna be an all-out brawl. So bring it, Ryan.
I expect nothing but an epic battle between you two specifically. All right, guys, we'll see what they have to offer. Get it going.
Let's go.
All right, he says, let's go. Where are we going? We're going on to another battle of the Grade 8. Also, for clarification, what you said, Jacob, earlier was a combined 700 battles in total. Matt Field, Chris Forsberg, 700 battles in total, not against each other.
Yeah,
so for clarification. So I appreciate Cerise actually listening, and but just clarifying there. So here we go. Hiroya Manoa, Jonathan Castro, 86s, all strewn about. And here comes Hiroya Manoa, 15 years old, initiating. Castro, a little bit lower. Once again, this is what he's been doing, but it's gotten him good so far. But Hiroya, you see, tapping the wall, straightening out, but reinitiates, gets back out there. A tire does exceed that track line, but Castro, very shallow on the inside line. Just, again, a little bit thrown off here from Hiroya out front. And now that last outside zone, want to take a look at that initiation. I was calling the screen more. Are we seeing tire debeating?
I'm thinking there was a DB pretty early on in that run, but Manoa able to work through it. So let's see where that ends up happening as we get this initiation going. Manoa with that big flick out, gets right out to the wall, and unfortunately gets a little bit into the wall. That right there, that might have been it, or this second contact, maybe even the third one. But either way, Manoa actually debeats at that point, and then losing that grip starts to exit the side of the track. You can already start to see it just barely hanging on. It is incredible. That tire stayed on the wheel all the way through. And for Castro, he does a pretty decent job there in the chase. And yeah, so it looks like that front, it depends on which side you're looking at, but the side closest to the wall right now, let's watch that. So definitely some contact there, but I think one of those bumps was enough to take the tire off the wheel. Doesn't completely leave it, but right there in that transition, take a look.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that is not what you need. And what's interesting here is that changes the outcome of this significantly, meaning that Hiroya Manoa, I mean, he did have contact, so he might be able to replace it. We'll get we'll get some the rules. Yeah, get some clarification here.
Yeah, because if we look back at almost a precedent that went on with kind of with Tommy Lemaire, where he made contact with the wall. You know, he used his competition time that was able to do it, and I believe that's going to be the same case here with Manoa. So
yeah, so the contact, you know, if he just debeated and if he debeated no contact, he would not be allowed to change the tire. But because he had contact, he can use his competition timeout, one and done, 5-minute allotment, get the car back up and running. But with him changing the tire out back, he'll change out both. Therefore, his competitor, which obviously is oh my gosh, I'm spacing right now. Castro, he could change out his rear tires as well, so there's no competitive advantage. So we'll take a short break and we'll come back. We'll finish out either the second half of this battle or we'll continue on with Ryan Turk versus Matt Field. Don't go anywhere. You can see that back left corner. GT Rita will throw him on, and when we come back, more action.
Driving is more than competition, it's a way of life. I've been building cars for as long as I can remember. When it's time to perform, I go all in. With Eneos Performance Lubricants, every ounce of power and protection counts. Eneos, the original JDM motor oil.
モータースポーツで得た高度な技術をすべてのレイズホイール一本に込める魂は永遠に変わらない。ビヨンド・ザ・レボリューション。ザ・コンセプト・イズ・レーシング。
Made in Japan. Breed.
New Fast Orange Body Wash was formulated specifically with mechanics in mind from the #1 brand in heavy-duty hand cleaning. You never know what you're getting into when you're working in the shop. The new body wash takes care of everything from my dirty hands, arms, and face to simply make me feel clean all over. Tiny wax beads help get the toughest dirt out, while also taking care of the strongest automotive odors like fuel, oil, and exhaust too. It's ideal for those areas of skin that are exposed to grease and grime during the day, but gentle enough to use all over your body. Find new Fast Orange Body Wash at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Formula Drift is brought to you by Air Force, Aim High. Type S, official lighting sponsor of Formula Drift. Lights, camera, power, fun. GT Radial, experience the performance. And Fast Orange, the official hand cleaner of Formula Drift.
Welcome back as we are looking in the pit area. Hiroya Manoa changing out the tire. Looks like we are good to go. They're going to drop that thing down. And there we go with plenty of time to spare. You know, shoot, some people don't get that done in an hour, let alone 5 minutes, actually 3 minutes technically. And smart, bring it out, bring out the tapes, going to check the alignment, make sure everything's good.
Oh, yeah, I guess, they've called the timeout, so they're still allowed to check that. There are situations where they're not allowed to do that, but as of right now, yeah, they're using that time to take a look.
Current situation right now, Dylan the Dozer Hughes comes up here with his pops, and they were finding out what happened between LZ and Dylan Hughes. Round of applause for Dylan Hughes, guys. Come on now, he's your local cat. And again, the judges, I stand behind the judges. It's an unenviable job. And again, with every battle comes a loser and a winner, and by no means, it's a poor choice of words, but that's the reality of it. So it's very tough, but coming up here, getting clarification, appreciate your support of every driver that you're a fan of, and you boo because you care, you cheer because you jeer, and thank you so much, again, for all you hardcore fans in the building. Dylan made his way up here, and obviously, this is his home track. This is these are his people, local legends, so again, want to cheer him on. But again, unfortunately, it is what it is. So James the Machine Dean, Frederick Osbo, and here we are. So Adam LZ, James Dean, they're in the final four. If Adam wins and beats James, he'd go up to 160. James will hold at 210. And then it could go to 170.
Yeah, it could be real close up there. So, yeah.
Everybody's in the game except Frederick Osbo. He's up here in the stands. So, no, Castro's still in, but everybody else here is out.
Yeah, so our top five are in for could be a pretty big shakeup.
And it shows you why they're there.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely shows you why they're there.
This will be very, very interesting. So with the DB that happened there with Manoa, he was able to get through that run. It did cause him to overshoot some zones. So really, the judges are going to take a look at that and go, hey, although you lost a tire at your own fault, we're still going to judge you the same way, which is overshot a couple of zones. So it's going to be a bit of a detriment to him. He's got to make up for it, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and he tapped that wall 1, 2, 3, and you called it. I just never look for DBs on the natural because I'm calling it.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, and
you're looking at 2 cars. I'm just trying to find one thing. So I get it.
Exactly. So you kind of have the luxury of looking at twice before you say anything. I'm knee-jerk reaction. Speaking of jerks. This guy's gonna talk. Jonathan Castro, Hiroya Manoa. Here goes Castro into initiation, and great job by him. Metal Dom 86, and look at Hiroya. So he's shimming his way there. Castro fighting the wall and goes into that second outside zone, the power alley. Hiroya now with the tires completely underneath him, still does escape that outside zone, running into the inside clip. Hiroya trying to push back, taking out and getting to the side of Jonathan Castro. So, you know, again, just nothing, bang, punch you in the face and say, yep, that guy won.
Yeah, there's a lot to consider here. Manoa having a bit of a rough time with that D-beat, but trying to make up for it in the chase here, and he does a really good job of that. Castro not super deep on that wall, and I mean, I wouldn't want to be either after seeing what happened to Manoa. Very similar, same chassis, so, you know, there's not a lot of room in the back there, but does a great job collecting the second outside zone, floats it out to the third, just barely scraping the edge of it, while Manoa chasing him down right on the door all the way through, and then transitions out to outside zone 4, not super deep there. So the question will become, did Castro do enough in the lead to have a better call against him than what we saw with Manoa, who, even with the DB, got around the track pretty well, but did have at least one spot where he shot off. So it's interesting the way that this will play out, because Manoa had a heck of a chase, and there we go. The international hand signs of drifting, full effect.
Yeah, a Dominican and a Japanese young man walk into a bar. Yeah. They dab it up. Respect where respect is due. Hiroya Manoa, Jonathan Castro.
Yeah, it's, I mean, you get those hand signals out. It's the universal sign of drifting, the language we all speak.
Yeah. You'll be in an airport, and I see people do that. I'm like, they're a fan of drifting.
Drifters, yeah. But Manoa, I mean, he's really far up there on outside zone 1. Castro does have really good proximity throughout that whole thing. Let's take a look at outside zone 2. Castro does a really good job. Manoa really far out. Might have even gone 3 wheels. I don't know if we've dug that deep. Manoa not super deep through 3, but neither was Castro. Inside clips both look good. Outside zone 4, Manoa's got that pretty dialed, considering he's only got traction on one side. So this is a tough one. Manoa did exactly what he needed to do, though, in the chase. He kept a really tight chase all the way through, knowing he had that detriment. And, I mean, if this goes one more time or goes his way, that is a massive win for him. And for Castro, he, I mean, did a great job chasing a car that had half the traction it should have. So that's not an easy task either.
No. So Castro or Manoa taking a look.
Judges
waiting for the verdicts, really scrutinizing.
Yeah, judges really taking their time on this one, because there's a lot to consider when it comes to these zones. You know, in their mind, what is worse, that D beat and the overshooting outside zone 2, or maybe not getting as deep through outside zone 3 when we look at Castro's side of things. So it's a tough go.
Once again.
Yeah, they're asking for another one. So let's take a look. I mean, we talked a lot about that lead, but maybe let's highlight on the chase here. Which driver does a better job in the chase? Not just proximity, but mirroring line. And to me, I mean, it's pretty close on both. Both have some wavering in the chase now. To our second outside zone, Castro actually fills that zone properly in the chase because Manoa overshoots it. Manoa does a really good job of mirroring, though. It doesn't pull out any angle or pull out any line to gain proximity, but Manoa then loses all of outside zone 4 in the chase. So this is really tough. To me, I mean, as I said, Manoa did exactly what he needed to do. Castro just laying it down, doing what's gotten him this far in the battles already. Sitting in a pretty good spot so far, but neither driver wants to go home. Battling in that top 10.
All right, do we have a winner? Castro gets the win! Unanimously, Castro gets the win. I assume the D-bead plays a role in that, where he's at. Hiroya, again, the youngest ever to win an event. Castro advances on. You know, they were 1 and 2 in Orlando. There it is. Look at talking to his baby. There we go. Dominican's finest advancing on. Castro will go against either Ryan Turk or Matt Field. And it's a must win for Castro in order to podium.
Yeah.
Wow, and here is our new top 5.
Wow.
Castro slides up to top 5. Look at this. Dean, Osbo, Adam LZ, Manoa gets knocked out. Castro, if he wins, could advance and tie Manoa. But again, Freddie's holding. The only driver there that doesn't have potential, or actually, excuse me, Freddie and Hiroya Manoa will hold there in this position. Field could jump up, and obviously so could Ryan Turk.
Yeah, this is big.
Yep.
This is
and again, LZ got in the box last year. It was Turk, Manoa, Adam, and here Turk's still in it, Field's in it. 3 drivers aren't in the Final Four. James Dean versus Adam LZ, and then Castro versus one of these gentlemen. Matt Field from Northern California, Ryan Turk from Northern East Coast, Derry, New Hampshire. You can see the stats, 69%, a winning average for both of them. Nice, here we go, Matt Field sliding in, very aggressive Matt Field, but Ryan Turk, man, there was a big dip in the gap between them, but Ryan Turk jumped up. Look at how close he is. Great proximity from Ryan Turk. Now into that 3rd outside zone, Ryan Turk leaving nothing up for debate. Matt Field transitioning out in that last outside zone. And look at that thing dig in, man. Yeah. That Corvette just got in the outside zone and dug out. Really well done from both the drivers. Aggressive, but just back and forth, man.
Yeah, both teams have their cars completely dialed in. Look at that dive from Ryan Turk. Comes out of nowhere and then immediately into the side of the Portland Corvette. And then Matt Field, a little bit of wavering back and forth, but for Turk, he does a really good job of actually mimicking those corrections to stay in proximity. Field does a really good job of pushing things out through that 3rd outside zone, holding on to it, and then here, I mean, Turk does make that dive, does fill that zone, and it's just a little bit afterwards that it becomes that issue. But an amazing job from both drivers. How Turk is able to close that gap is beyond me. Finding that grip, staying in drift, and just absolutely plowing into the side. So great run there from Turk in the chase, expert level. And for Matt Field, a couple little twitches there, holding that car on the bank, you know, staring into the sun as you come off of it. Very, very difficult, but able to get through the rest of those zones quite well, laying down a solid lead run, giving all the opportunity to the New Hampshire native to get into that chase.
Yeah, that was timed so well. I mean, you just saw, you know, the resources being utilized. Looked like Turk just timed it well, just dropped right in on Matt Field. So I wonder what kind of communique he's got. But Ryan Turk will lead. Matt Field giving chase, and Matt Field very aggressive on that hot hatchback. Now coming into that first outside zone, big bank there. Ryan Turk dragging, potentially dragging bumper, again the smallest back bumper. So when you back that thing in and you rub bumper, it is definitely an accolade. It is a medal of honor, a badge of honor. Speaking of honor, past that inside clip and now into that final outside zone. Ryan Turk looks very smooth. Again, this track just doesn't look very violent. It looks fast, smooth, quick. Again, smooth is fast.
Yeah, 100%, and especially because it means you're not making a lot of adjustments throughout that run. So you're able to keep that speed very consistent. It's very predictable, and you can time things a lot better. Ryan Turk does an amazing job of getting up on the wall. And look at Matt Field again, using a lot of inputs just to get back into the side of Ryan Turk, who there's not a lot of a change of attitude of the car coming off the bank and into 2. So he's looking so far ahead at where he needs that car to go and pointing it there, getting it there. And Matt Field, he's really working the vet all the way through it, trying to dial things in, trying to get up close. So to me, I mean, Turk has put down one of the smoothest runs we've seen throughout this entire event. That's absolutely solid. I'd be completely pumped on that. Matt Field, very fast, very aggressive, but you do see a lot of those inputs. That's kind of the downside of it.
Side by side.
BC Racing, custom coilover, side by side.
Look at that timing. Look at that timing of Turk. I mean, it was just slingshotted right there to the side of Matt.
And then holds it all the way through the zone. Look at left foot brake to hold the car back. Makes the same corrections Matt Field does. Almost supersedes him in a couple of spots, but does a great job. And yeah, you've got kind of 2 different setups in these cars, it seems. You've got a very smooth Ryan Turk and a very aggressive Matt Field. And putting them side by side, you can really see it. It exasperates how different these cars are, both in chassis and in driving style, when it comes to that run. And this won't be an easy call for our judges. This is definitely a rough one.
You know, again, you're looking at 2 teams that have just so many resources. You know, Matt Field and the progression of his program, Ryan Turk and where he's at. So here we go. Matt Field, Ryan Turk, slide him left, slide him right. Ryan Turk gets 1 vote. Oh, one more time, and one more time.
I get it. I agree with it. I want to see it again.
I thought that was good, and this is one. And look at that. It was 1 vote for Ryan. So let that be said that it was not unanimous, because so that could have easily gone the way of Ryan Turk. So consider that. Matt Field and his camp saying, all right, you know, knowing Matt, he's going to push it hard. So
yeah,
absolutely insane. So as we are getting prepared for our final battle, once again, the one more time battle, We got James Dean, Adam LZ on one side, and the other side, the other driver waits in the wings. Dominican's finest, Jonathan Castro, got his first ever podium earlier this year. Cerise is with them now. Cerise, which driver does he want to go against, Ryan Turk or Matt Field?
All right, first and foremost, congratulations on the win. Now, as we heard, we just heard it one more time with Turk and Field. Who would you like to go against?
Both of them are great drivers, are all out. It just, the winning thing is the fans. You're gonna experience a great show. So that's the idea. We're gonna put in the door. We're gonna have a good time, and whatever happens, it happens.
What a professional answer. You are out here, but I know that you're driving hard. Is there anything that you're going to be doing to change your driving style as you go up against these two really heavy hitters?
Yeah, we're struggling again with getting up the banking. So I'm changing drastically my initiation points and trying to be different in that aspect, so we can stay high in the banking. On the chase, we feel that we can fix the little things, but we're there.
Now, I just heard you've just moved up into 5th place in the standings. Congratulations on that.
That's great. Thank you, Jared. You're on point, my man.
To Jared and the judges, Jonathan, go out there, throw it down for us, please.
Thank you. We will. Have fun.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Cerise. And, of course, thank you, Jonathan Castro, Dominican's finest. He's been given all the praise to his car, to his team, and, of course, to yourself, man. You know, if you're just keep it moving, man. So when we come back, we'll continue. Ryan Turk versus Matt Field one more time to go against Jonathan Castro. Who's it going to be? We'll find out when we come back.
Is this it?
This is it!
We've been holding power you make for 30 years. But here's the real question. How much torque are you making? Because every single ACT clutch is rated by the torque produced at the crank. That's all your clutch cares about. Your power, your performance, your success. Unrivaled precision, power, and durability. Visit advancedclutch.com today. 30 years of precision engineering and performance excellence. Because every revolution starts at the crank.
Need a little help? We got help. Need some advice? We got advice. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Exceptional customer service. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
These are my race treads for when the road ends.
These are my race treads for shredding the slopes.
These are my race treads for setting the hook.
Racetreads.com. Tires for every adventure.
What an absolute beautiful day. What's going on? It's you. Yeah, how's it going? Double hand wave. This guy, he has no idea. What's up, bro? You? Oh, that's you. Yeah, you blew it. Didn't wave at the camera. You guys having fun? Seattle, make some noise. Yeah, look at that guy's hyped. Look at, yeah, look. Oh, that's a weird. Okay, do it. The double piston dumper. There we go. Yeah, look at this double piston. Oh, he's winding up. This guy's the ice cream machine. He's churning and burning. What's your favorite ice cream flavor, Jacob?
Oh, like Moose Tracks.
Of course, you Canadian. Moose Tracks.
Never had Moose Tracks?
Yeah, of course.
Great.
Moose Tracks is fantastic.
What about you?
Thank you for asking. Mint chip.
Yeah.
Yeah, midship. The more nuclear green, the better.
Got it.
I don't need that like
you want glow in the dark.
fancy. Yeah, like I want it. Yeah, it's a family show, so we'll just keep it that. But like,
gotcha.
don't need like the white with like, it says this artisan. Nah, dog. I want some like all the GMOs in it, like
Gotcha.
nuclear green, the black chocolate, like the you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, no, it's artificial.
Or
as it
Thrifty
gets.
ice cream chocolate malted crunch. That one's kind of
Wow.
fire, too.
Okay. Oh,
That was
all right.
very specific.
Yeah. No, I get
And
it.
anything banana too. And also just ice cream in general.
There it is.
I'm kind of a fan. But what's crazy is I'm kind of lactose intolerant, so you know it's kind of a concoction. Ever seen the movie Twister? All right, regardless, Ryan Turk, Matt Field, as we are moving on and gonna find out in this one more time battle. Winning percentage 69%. Nice 4-3. Ryan Turk's got Matt Field's number, the 777, a couple times. What's the 411? 2020 to 2025. All right, so these guys have numbers stacked against them here in the grade 8.
It's an even split. I understand it one more time. The math shows it. They're very, very equal and very different at the same times between chassis, driving style, everything. It's two, engine platforms. Everything is different between the two of them. So it's tough to judge. Very tough to judge.
Tried so hard. In the end, doesn't really matter. That's all I'm saying. Right? There you go, Randy. It's for you, dude. All right.
Is our boy Larry Chen slugging it away across there?
Larry, get off your phone. Larry, off the phone. No phones here. There he is. Everybody, round of applause for Larry Chen, our most recent Formula Drift Hall of Fame inductee at Long Beach. Buy his book now, Life at Shutter Speed, brought to you by Canon or by himself. 8-pound book. You can work out with it and study all of Larry Chen's documentation of his life at shutter speed. Cars on film. A little reference to the rain. What? Wait a minute. Hold up. What's going on there? Failure to launch, restart?
Oh, okay.
Might as well jump. All right, so he jumped like a mile. Ooh, strategery. No, I don't think so. I think he just jumped. All right, so so that is a strike. Matt Field jumped like a mile. So we haven't talked about the light system, or is he headed back? I think
this is strange.
Might be calling a comp timeout. No?
He's back. Wonder if he was worried about
temps.
The tire temps.
Maybe
coming
temps. Either temps coming up or the car temps coming up. So okay, so you can see the lights right there. Okay, yeah. So real quick, so the lights on either side of the gantry, the awning, or in the middle, you'll see them all go on. Once they extinguish it, then you can leave just like that. Here we go. We got a clean start. One more time battle. Matt Field versus Ryan Turk. Matt Field initiated. Let's see Ryan Turk massage his way in there. Oh, Matt Field. He taps. He gets back out. Reinitiate. How does that affect Ryan Turk? How is that going to affect the outcome of this run? Matt Field now to outside zone 3. Ryan Turk definitely adapted to that mistake from Matt Field out front. Now in that final outside zone, Ryan Turk, he throws it in. He has to back down. What happened there with that last outside zone that looked independent? What went wrong a couple times? So Matt, let's look at it again here, Jacob.
Yeah, this is two drivers just working to find the absolute limit of their cars, the track, the tires, absolutely everything. Matt Field straightens just a touch, catches the wall, comes out of drift, bounces back, gets the car out from that line again, looks great through a second outside zone, considering everything. Ryan Turk now trying to catch back up. And let's find out what happens here to Turk, who comes into that. It just seems like an over-rotation. Now, that camera angle doesn't quite show it. Does Ryan Turk still get through the line under drift? That could be absolutely monumental.
Ooh, it looked like there was contact.
Yeah, now did Turk just reacted to that, hit Turk's front wheel, maybe created some sort of alignment issue, because the rest of this looks fine, but he's also driving the opposite direction. Now when he goes back this way, if there is some sort of damage to that front wheel, maybe that's what caused that over-rotation. So
it looked like he might have salvaged a little bit, but you know that finish line, that cone there on the right. So yeah, it looked like he tapped. You see that back right stop.
Yeah,
let's see this.
It does look like the rear wheel of Matt Fields, after hitting the wall, comes back, catches Turk, and I'm wondering if something and this is a big guess here.
No, that's what we're doing. We're assessing.
Something may have been bent. So now he's driving this direction, right? And doesn't have to do that again until our final outside zone. He's not drifting that direction. So if something got bent, it's possible, okay, he goes through the rest of these zones, everything seems fine, and then once he transitions back out, that's where we run into that issue. But it does seem,
I mean, because you got to think that front left of Turk is that angle, that right obviously static, obviously going round, but then it taps, and like you said, did it disrupt there? I know the staff, that's Kevin right there, competition director, he has taken a look at Turk's car, and if there was contact, they will both get competition 5, and those are complimentary competition 5
because there was
allotment, because there was contact
without an incomplete. Yep. Nailed it. So yeah, interesting. So they're going to throw these toe plates on, and essentially the way these work, they throw plates on either side, they measure it, and check the difference between the distance at the front and the rear of the wheel, and make sure that's within what they're looking for. So yeah, so that's what they're going to be kind of working on right now. As that clock starts, we can see they'll get those tape measures out, try and center that plate on the wheel, and measure that out, call it out to the other guy, and see, is this car in the correct alignment that they are looking for what they've spec'd out. So
yeah, so there's a couple scenarios. Sorry, while you were talking there, comp timeout because of the chain reaction of Matt hitting the wall, coming unwound, contact, back right to front left of Turk. Boom, competition timeouts. Now, also the teams are taking a look at, did he sustain damage to impede on him completing the run? To your point about now transitioning back and across the finish line, if there was damage sustained, that would have impeded on completing, going across the finish line at angle.
Right. Yeah, it's one of those weird scenarios.
So this has turned into quickly a one more time battle, no decisiveness. You know, we've expedited competition up until this point. This one more time. You know, here we have 3 of the 4 drivers, and this starts to wear on you. You know, as far as attrition of mental, you know, basically keeping it rock solid.
Yeah, it's a tough go. You've got to try and keep your head straight after that. You've got that contact. You don't want to be reserved after this, but you also don't want to be bullish and create a bigger issue. So for Ryan Turk, I mean, and Matt Field, you both, a couple of big deep breaths, keep yourself calm, keep yourself centered, and, you know, just make sure that nerve is there. So we'll see how this all goes.
Yeah. All right, let's see what's going on down there. Cerise is with our competition director, Kevin Wells. What's up?
All right, Kevin, so you just told me we have a complimentary 5. Tell me what's going on.
Matt Field made contact with the wall and blew the rim lip off, so basically the tire is exposed. So we're letting him change tires in the rear before he goes out. So obviously we let Turk put on new tires in the rear before he goes out, so at least it's fair.
Awesome. All right, guys, you heard it here. Back to you.
All right,
Okay,
so yeah,
so
bigger hit than we thought. Yeah. And yep, a little bit of piece popping off there, and Turk's able to get through the rest of this run minus that last zone, so we'll see how that plays in the judges' minds. You never know either. We've still got the other half of this battle. Everything that we're spending this time on right now may go completely out the window with the events of what happens next.
And you forget how violent that is. You know, car at pace, you know, I mean, what, 80, 90 miles per hour, wheel speeds $130, right? And then you put that saw blade into the wall. That's why I said blew the wheel bead off. Tire can't stay on, so let's swap those out. But they make it, you know, and obviously when you slow it down, it doesn't look violent. But that's a hard hit. That's going to jar you. Go ahead and do that with your own car. That's going to shock you, dude. That's going to cause some damage.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, these drivers, though, they battle through it. They take a hit like that, but they know keep the throttle going, keep driving, especially on the bank too. If you come off throttle really quick, that car is going to snap. It's going to throw you in the wall, and then a broken wheel lip is the least of your worries at that point, because that's a nasty hit, you know. So, yeah, great call here from the drivers, from the judges. Get that wheel replaced, get the tires swapped over on both these cars, and this is it's interesting now too because they both have fresh rubber, so now that evens at that playing field as they swap these cars around. Ryan Turk will be taking over in the lead and has fresh rubber. So.
Yep, you can see in the cockpit of the Rockstar driver, Ryan Turk, laser focus. Those beautiful baby blues. Ryan Turk, when we come back, goes against Matt Field, who's going to come out on top. We'll see the second half of this battle between these giants of the sport.
ACT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
Get out there and have fun. Because you've got Meguiar's. And we've got your back. From wash, to paint care, to maintenance and more, Meguiar's has your hybrid ceramic solution for every adventure. Meguiar's, reflect your passion.
This is where champions are made. Born from Formula Drift. Engineered for your daily drive. Where Kenda's Vesda UHP Max Plus proves it's not just track ready. It's street dominant. This is podium to pavement. Vesda UHP Max Plus, only from Kenda. Find yours today at kendatire.com.
BC Forged Wheels, custom built per order, offering extensive design, finish, and machining options. Strength, style, and precision come standard. Track proven, street ready. BC Forged, proud sponsor of Formula Drift 2025.
The action continues. The fans are in the stands. Thank you so much for joining us either here in the building or online. Look at this. We got Drift fans of all ages. Yeah, that's what's up. By the way, happy birthday to Brooke Eggert. Happy birthday, 11 years young. The daughter of one of our judges. I don't know where she's at, but happy birthday, Brookie Cookie. Is she down there? Hey, there you are, Brooke. Happy birthday, homegirl. Thanks for joining us out here, Brooke and Beth Eggert. And looks like we are ready to go. Back at it like a track addict. Here we go. Ryan Turk across the nose of the Corvette. Who's moving on? Who's going against Castro? Matt Field initiates. You can see him come a little unwound there. Ryan Turk is all very settled there. That Rain-X Toyota GR2 Rockstar pilot. Matt Field applies the pressure in that second outside zone through the power alley. There goes Ryan Turk, the hot hatchback. Now coming into the inside clip. How's he going to go? Boom. Both of them going right over that square box. And then in that final outside zone, good execution there. That was really, really well done by both the drivers. Again, that platform of a good lead run. Ryan gave it to Matt Field. Again, on initiation, you saw Matt come a little unwound and then jumped right back to it. Let's take a look at it again.
Yeah, this is not going to make it any easier on the judges because this is a solid run from both drivers. Ryan Turk with a bit of a left foot brake to get that car holding up on angle, and look at Matt Field really pushing it, really trying to gain that proximity. Gets that angle on. Look at Turk floating through the second outside zone. Good transition to the third outside zone. Maybe not as deep as he would have liked. Then to the inside clip, everything looking nice and tidy. Transitioning out to outside zone 4. All looks good there. Matt Field maybe not quite as deep through that section, but a very, very solid run. So that is going to put a ton of weight on the judges' hands when it comes to that spin out and everything that happened in the previous run, because this one, nice, clean, and tidy. So a lot is going to weigh on our previous run in order to figure out our winner here in Seattle, because this is what we got for the 8. I mean, that's
who's it going to be? Do you think we have do you think we have a winner?
I don't know. On the break, I took out my headphones, walked over to the judges. I'm like, okay, what is going on? How is this? And they gave me nothing. They gave me nothing.
Yeah.
They just said, hey, let's let the other run play out, and then we'll make a decision at that point. And I agree with that, because anything could happen. That run, everything could have went completely crazy, but now it goes back to it. So we'll see how this ends up playing out.
Here we go. Slide him left, slide him right. Matt Field right. One more time. It is. Field shirts, Turk shirts. Everybody's applauding. And goodness gracious, it's a one more time again. And right before this battle, I said, yeah, why not? We got time. So you know, I said, man, we were really going through competition at an expedited rate. And then we had 2 more times. It
happens.
Yeah, absolutely. So as we're getting prepped, I know my man Martin from SuperTech, he's tuning in. What's going on, homeboy? So as we get prepared for another one more time, some fresh rubber, and let's talk to Reese Marin. Reese, another one more time? Really?
Yep, unfortunately, we're going to see in the lead here, we see Matt Fields does make a huge error. We can see right there. I know some people think it was a straighten, but we did not. It was a huge deduction that we ended up going here. And then in the chase from Turk, we see going into outside zone 4, and we're looking to the left-hand side of the battle here. Goes in here, he has a huge error as well. We reviewed it, we didn't see, we got different camera angles, we didn't see, and we didn't deem as Turk completely straightening in there. We have an error in the lead on the first run, an error in the chase on the first run. We have the second half of the battle, wasn't distinct enough, and we're going one more time so we can have a clean and clear winner.
Come on, boys. Let's no below the belt, you know, no face jabs. Let's keep it clean. Touch gloves.
Yeah.
Ding, ding.
Yeah, judges deeming both of those mistakes from the drivers in equal weight and nothing else to separate them out. So we go again.
We got Ryan Turk in the cockpit. Poise. Yeah, look at this guy. Yeah, that's what's up. This guy, big pineapple guy right here. This guy, easy, relax. Dude, how do you get through security with guns like that, homeboy? Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, keep it weird. Is that Adam LZ? He's already in the stands just partying, hanging out? Supposed to be driving, dude. A lot of bootleg Adam FZs over here. Fake LZs.
Fake LZs.
Yep. There we are. The sun is setting, and you talked about it. That sun setting can really be in the eyes of the drivers as they initiate and go on in. Looks like Carl from Hoonigan. Nobody play Coldplay on these replays, okay? Nobody play Coldplays in the crowd cam. Here are these are current standings competition now. James Dean, Adam LZ, and Castro, Turk, and Field. Those are the drivers that are currently in the conversation and can change potentially on the outcome of their battles. Most recently, obviously, Ryan Turk and Matt Field. You can see Field there sitting in 6th. He could jump up. Ryan Turk. And Turk does move up to 12th, so a significant jump for him. You know, again, the championship evades him, but would love to be part of the conversation, jump up. You know, we have Utah after this, and we do have, and again, 2 more rounds left. You can see Jack Shanahan, what a great addition to the Formula Drift family, RCP, Stookie, and his brother, Connor Shanahan. So 2 more rounds of competition after this. We got Utah in just a few weeks. We'll be there. What is it? August 28th through the 30th. That is quick turnaround. So we'll be in Jersey at Legends of Drift in 2 weeks, and then we'll be in Utah. But this October 17th and 18th, first ever purpose-built drift track on the streets of Long Beach. Because keep in mind, round 1 we utilized the IndyCar track the weekend before the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach. So this is purpose-built, just in the shadow, just off of where we normally have the competition. It begins on literally the city street called Shoreline, hence the name Shoreline Showdown. We're deeming this LB2. Get your tickets. They are on sale now, October 17th and 18th. It's all pro, all killer, no filler. So join us there October 17th and 18th. 17th, obviously, seating brackets. 18th is game day. So be sure to join us there. Are you going to be there?
I will be there.
Okay, me too.
Yeah, good. I was hoping so.
Yeah, I'm going to be there. So I get to sleep in my own bed. That's
oh, yeah,
It's a commute to work.
Yeah.
I get to commute to work, not on a plane.
Yeah.
It's a drive into work.
Come in fresh as a daisy.
Ugh, I don't know about that. Fresh as manure. Seattle, Washington, obviously that's where we're at, August 8th and 9th. And Utah, August 28th through 30th. That is the final round of Prospect to decide who will be our Prospect champion. And that has just been so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
Prospect is just progressing. The drivers there, some of them just sitting, chilling in Prospect, some making the jump, like, again, TLO. We're talking about Austin Mata, Osoli. Those drivers jumping over to Pro. So looks like the cars are getting set and ready to do battle, not once, not twice, but now 3 times. Another one more time battle between Ryan Turk and Matt Field to go against Castro when we return here to Evergreen Speedway.
ECU, let's get it. We got the spiciest K-Series built.
Supercharged Ford Eliminator engine.
Oh, good old SR20. Blink monsoons. So rowdy.
Naturally aspirated, 1,000 horsepower, LS-based engine. And then we're going to add nitrous on top of it.
Running an S54 controlled by Link ECU. Link direct injection EcoBoost Fox body. I actually put an FA24 in it.
B58, E46, Link ECU.
No matter what engine you have, it's a stock K24 or it's a 1,000-wheel 2J. Link ECU all day.
Ready to turn your passion into a career? At the College of Applied Technologies at the University of Northwestern Ohio, we offer exciting programs that put you on the path to success. From high-performance motorsports to hybrid electric vehicles, agricultural equipment to robotics and automation, we've got it all. With 70% hands-on education, small classes, and practical real-world experience, you'll gain the skills needed for a profitable and successful career in the skilled trades. Find out more at unoh.edu.
Looking for what comes next? For that moment when everything finally...
1 minute!
Whichever path you choose, it starts here.
These are my race treads for going the distance.
Racetreads.com. Tires for every adventure.
Welcome back to our drifting action. Not once, not twice, but 3 times, maybe. What?
Third time's a charm.
Third time's, call me maybe. Here we go. So Matt Field, Ryan Turk. Again, talking about the one more times. We saw contact, we saw calamity, and who will come out on top to go against Castro in the final 4? Matt Field will lead. That Portland Performance Corvette initiates. Ryan Turk, he is high and tight like a fastball pitch. Field is throwing down a tremendous amount of smoke. Again, you can see Ryan Turk in that red Toyota Corolla, little shimming in the back in the chase position. Matt Field brings in that third outside zone. Ryan Turk maybe taking a little bit off it, not as impressive, and then drops in that last outside zone. So maybe attrition coming into play here as far as vehicle and that mindset.
Yeah, there's a shot there of Ryan Turk as he comes in that last outside zone where can kind of see him going hand over hand at the wheel. So hopefully everything is still all right in that car. But look at Turk and bathed in smoke off initiation. Doesn't pull the same move he pulled on the previous run, and then falls back a bit. Now Matt Field a lot smoother than we saw in previous. Does a great job to the second outside zone, keeping a ton of speed, checks things up to going into the third, looks great. And Ryan Turk just not able to really find the pace of Matt Field throughout this run. And Matt just, I mean, he's got it wicked up, he's got the grip dialed in, he is blasting through this track and much smoother than we did see him previously, where we saw all those corrections, all those inputs he was making just to hold that car where it needed to be. And for Ryan Turk, definitely not the chase he was hoping for on that run. So he's gonna have to really put it down right now as we see him line up and Matt Field pull in close behind.
Yeah, Turk needs to put down a really good lead run, not leave it up to the judges. This is what we say, don't leave it in the judges' hands. And again, he really needs to rise. I know we've got a lot of people cheering about Martin from Super Tech. Ben Abrams here in the building from the Vaughn. Chip Mankow, he's watching. So what are we gonna see here? That Toyota GR Corolla, Rain-X slides on in. Matt Field, you can see him just trolling, getting right there. Can he make it happen? Matt Field, you can see him leading the Toyota GR Corolla. Now going to that third outside zone. Is this enough? Ryan Turk puts it in. Matt Field, again, these guys almost a little scared, maybe a little timid on this battle because you know, they still have another battle. This is the 8. So they still have Castro to go against. Again, I feel like they're dialing it back a little bit. Usually it's kind of like they turn it up. I felt like they were at like an 8.5 and not a full-on 11. But keep it together.
Yeah, I mean, dialing it up further didn't lead to great results earlier on,
True.
so I understand where they're coming from on this. Turk, solid out front on that lead, and there's Matt Field showing up, and then as Brian adds that extra angle in, Matt has to adapt pretty quickly, does a good job. Brian not all the way out to the second outside zone, but definitely out to the third. Now Matt Field starts to hunt down Ryan Turk in that Rain X Corolla, who's not able to really fill that fourth outside zone. Look at Matt Field. Even though that battle is over, he's still got it lit up. He's still running the door of Turk, just trying to prove that point. Like, I'm here the entire time, even when the battle is done. It's another tough decision for our judges here.
And just such different battles, every single battle.
Yeah.
The first, the second, the third. You know, no contact was made here, but they didn't really have the exact proper location of the vehicles.
Yeah, I completely agree. And for this one, it's kind of a tit for tat back and forth of who's doing a better job. We see some parts where Turk's got a great job in the lead, but then Matt does a better job there in another spot. So it's another tough one. Yeah, both drivers having a couple of zones that they're fighting through. So, I mean, I don't know what our record is for one more times in battles, but
no, that's why we have drastically minimized those. We have seen, I think, as many as 4.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, here we are on the third one more time. My wife just texted me. She's like, man, it's the Field Turk show. She's at home watching poolside. So, babe, we'll see you soon. Love you, and love all the fans out here. How we doing out there? Stomp your feet, wake up. Are you guys still alive out there? Oh, boy, we got an earthquake here in Washington. Look at that. It's like Jurassic Park, your water over here.
It's dancing.
Right? Hey, let's get a wave going real quick. Those closest to outside zone 1. Hey, the beer garden, can you hear me? The beer garden, can you hear me? You're going to start the wave on 3, okay? The beer garden, the stand's right there. You're going to start the wave. 1, 2, 3, send it, go. Boom, it's coming this way. Come on now, come on down, come on down. Keep coming, you're going to send it back. You're going to go beer garden to beer garden. We got beer garden and stereo. Come on down and then bring it on back. Bring it on back. All right, let's see the rip curl. All right, send it back, stand up. Now stand back up, send it back, send it back. What you got, bring it back. We got a rip current, because y'all ripping and y'all current right now. Currently, we're going to find out who gets the win. Who's it going to be? Matt Field, Ryan Turk. Now stomp your feet, make some noise. Who's going to get Jonathan Castro? We're about to find out. 3 drivers already in. A 4th to join them. James Dean versus Adam LZ, and Jonathan Castro versus Matt Field. Matt Field gets the win. Matt Field advances on, and there are your final 4. Ryan Turk makes his way to the pits, and Matt Field will as well, but Turk will park it for the night. Now it's James Dean, Adam LZ, Jonathan Castro, and Matt Field fills it out. James Dean guaranteed a podium. Actually, both of those guys. So if James wins, Adam gets 3rd. If Adam wins, James gets 3rd. So that's how it is. It's a must-win to podium between Castro and Field. And again, the outcome TBD, as boom, right to it. James Dean versus Adam LZ. 1 and 3 in points. If Adam wins here, he does not supersede Frederick Osbo in 2nd as far as points go. But Matt backs it in, would love to get on the box. You know, I just know Matt's mindset. He wants to get on the box. He wants to win this.
Yeah.
Just knowing his mindset, it's, you know, he's like a no fear t-shirt. 2nd place is 1st place loser. You know, he's definitely like glass is half full. His mindset, where he's at, he wants to win. James Dean, gosh, here I am, just talent. Give me the wheel, driving so much. Adam too, you know, and again, we saw it really come to fruition in New Jersey. Can he get it done here in Seattle? He was on the box last year. He'd love to get the win. And to take out James Dean, that is huge. He's a giant killer, and he's done it before. James Machine Dean initiates. Adam LZ in the chase position. Look at James Dean, a little left foot brake. Adam LZ definitely modifying and massaging that vehicle to the side of James Dean. Through the power alley goes James. Adam LZ absolutely marinated in the smoke like brisket. Into that 3rd outside zone. Now dialing in on the inside clip. Adam LZ struggle bus, population him. He's driving that thing. And then into that last outside zone goes Dean and LZ.
Cool.
Solid run.
All through this season, what we've seen when we get into the top four, when we get into the finals, our drivers having to lay everything out. They're pulling out every single trick that they've got in the book. So they're throwing big angle, crazy initiations, leading drivers into unknown territory. And for me, James Dean finds a way to just produce an immense amount of smoke throughout this entire run. Look at this, James Dean, maybe not on the highest line all the way through that first outside zone, whereas Adam now pushing, trying to figure out what it is, but then James throws that little bit of extra angle, and Adam completely loses track of where he is on this racetrack. And then from there, he's got to battle back and does an amazing job of doing that into outside zone 4. Doesn't panic, doesn't get flustered, and makes the correction that he needs to make to get back into this battle. But James Dean hanging things out for so long on outside zone 2, almost reminiscent of what Adam did to him in New Jersey with hanging things out on initiation outside zone 1. Kind of a fun back and forth.
Little stab?
Little bit. Hey, that's what you've got to do here. You've got to, it's almost like playing chicken with the other driver. That's how drivers are winning at this point.
Bagak?
Yeah. That's good. That's really good.
Yeah, I don't know if there's chicken up here now. Yeah. Okay. Here we go, Adam LZ, that Drift HQ BMW. Let's send it. Adam LZ initiates across the nose of that Pennzoil Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD. Adam LZ knows what to expect. James Dean, his one-time teammate. And look at that, both the cars very settled. The composure, rock solid into that third outside zone. James, a little hesitation going in. He dials it back just a touch in that last outside zone. James timed that perfectly. Drop it into formation. Adam unwound a little bit crossing the finish line. I don't think that'll hurt him. But again, that timing, that car awareness. I felt like he was a cat with whiskers. He knew, again, the kitten with mittens, just not making a lot of noise, just silently there in the shadows.
Yeah, for me, Adam did such an amazing job through that first outside zone. Flirting with danger, looks like he might have had the slightest of bumper tap through there. Adds a bunch more angle, very similar to what James did. James does a great job of keeping that car out of that smoke trail and is able to kind of get that nose in there throughout the entire run. Adam lays down an absolutely solid lead run. And really that one mistake is going to be sticking in his thoughts for a long time, because this lead run is incredible from Adam LZ. Very stable, very quick, very predictable, and super easy to chase for James Dean, who does a great job. Maybe not all the way on the door the entire time, but his spotter would have let him know, hey, he did have a large mistake. I need you to be close, but don't do anything stupid to ruin this for yourself. And James Dean, just total expert. He did exactly what he had to do.
He's just so clinical. He just has such great car awareness. The amount of he's driving, and I think it only benefits him driving Drift Masters with the Ford Mustang, right-hand drive. This is just like his car. He's just teleporting to same car, different areas.
Yeah, 100%
similar at best.
So the only thing I kind of want to watch for here is, did anything crazy happen that caused Adam to kind of lose track of where he needed to be? Was there any checkup from James Dean in a spot that he shouldn't have? I'm not seeing it. Maybe the judges are able to see something that I'm not, but to me that was pretty heads up as James Dean comes across the bank down into that second outside zone, and Adam a little bit further back, and then just completely soaked in smoke. As here we go, Matt Fields. He's got the nose
strip is on. He is breathing right. He's got the, is that a K&N nose filter?
It could be.
Dude, just saying.
Company man.
Just saying, dude. He's on brand.
Yeah.
Bro is on brand, dude. Here we go. Slide him left, slide him right. Who's going to get the win? Who's going to the finals? James Dean gets the win. Adam LZ locks up third place, but James the Machine Dean gets the win in the Pennzoil Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD. Congratulations to James the Machine Dean. New livery for him, being debuted at last round. It brought him luck. He got the win in Long Beach. Excuse me, not Long Beach, excuse me, Atlanta. He got the win in Atlanta in wet conditions. St. Louis, hot and humid. Absolutely beautiful day here in Seattle. And there it is, James Dean. We got our first finalist. Adam LZ is locked in. He will be on the podium. Third place. Join us at the podium and the trophy ceremony over in the pit, in the paddock. If you're in the building, we had an awesome trophy ceremony at Jersey when he won. That was massive. It's huge. So be sure to join us. It's a beautiful day, beautiful night. We'll get you home for not so much dinner, but maybe dessert. You know, your mom's making you meatloaf and, you know, banana pudding pie or something, or maybe some ice cream.
Maybe.
Some moose tracks.
There you go.
And Jacob's going to join you.
I will be.
He's going to jump in your backpack like Yoda and Luke Skywalker. Run, and jump. I'll give you your backpack while you run.
Got to do the front flip, though.
Yeah. dude, so quick. Use the power of the power of the voodoo, the hoodoo, the power of the babe. That was quote. What movie is that from?
That's Labyrinth.
Yeah,
I'm learning.
Yeah, there you go. Matt Field, Jonathan Castro, what movie are we painting? Well, you can see the winning percentage here, and Castro is on a tear from Orlando to now. Who is going against James Machine Dean, defending and 4-time Formula Drift champion. 2 wins under his book this season. Just such a hard guy to beat. And, it's kind of like other motorsports when somebody's so dominant, like when Max Verstappen was so dominant F1, people just cover Max leading and just what's the rest of the field doing, right? Jimmy Johnson, NASCAR. You can't respect is due. And the beautiful thing about James is he's winning with style, he's winning with grace, he's winning with panache, and he's just such a nice guy. Yeah. And he's a man of the people. He's always just an ambassador of who he works with, what he does, and he's ambassador of drifting across the globe. You gotta love him. There we are. These are the current standings. So James Dean does jump up. Jonathan Castro sits in 6th. He could jump up with this victory, but he's got to get past Matt Field, the beast from the Bay. Yeah.
A lot going on.
Moving, shaking, shucking, and jiving. Kumho Tire burnout box. Matt Field jumps up there. That Borla Performance. Corvette. Heatwave sunglasses. Shout out to Graham, Justin, and the gang. So, Lean Customs on the hood, or on the roof, excuse me. So, absolutely insane for James Dean and Frederick Osbo. Here's Osbo going out early. Here we go. The other battle of the Final 4. Who's moving on to go against James? Will it be Matt Field or Jonathan Castro? Castro, a little failure to launch, but look, he's timing it. He is lurking forward. But Matt Field, look at that counter steer. No corrections at all. Locked and loaded. You got to think he had 3 battles previous to this. And boom, right in there. Castro and the Toyota flag being flown. Look at that snappy transition. Risking it right now. The beast from the Bay, the fangs and the claws are out. There is blood in the water, and Matt Field can taste it.
Oh,
wow.
So fast out of the blocks. I don't know if he's practicing that launch or spending weekends at the drag strip, because he is so quick getting out onto that initiation point. And for Castro, does a great job of slowly reeling him in. I'd love to see him further into the pocket, but trying to keep up with that Corvette is so tough. Whereas Matt Field, looking second outside zone, collects that quite well. All those corrections we saw in a previous run are completely gone. He is completely locked in. Looks like cruise control, autopilot all the way through for Matt Field. And for Castro, he's in that fight. He's in the chase the whole time. Not able to keep up with the speed, but he does a good job of trying to mirror that line, mirror that angle. If he can't pick up that proximity, try and pick up the points somewhere else. The 3 parts to the chase, might as well get 2 of them. And that's the big thing that I really like about Castro here. Knowing that he maybe isn't as fast as him, let's make sure I get that line behind him. Let's make sure I get the angle behind him. And if I don't get the proximity, at least I got those things. But as they swap it around, a Castro that's maybe not as quick, Matt Field now has got to dial things back. And that is a part that he has struggled with. So let's see how this ends up playing out for him. Yeah, huge Wusa.
Yeah, he's got to just feel the energy, just make sure. But Castro, he needs to put down a heater of a run to really twist the screws on Matt Field, maybe force an error, but don't even worry about it. Castro, his mindset needs to be eyes on the prize. Do exactly what he needs to do, and he's doing that. Look at that, come to fruition. Great angle, good speed, good placement of the car, using all of the course edge in outside zone 2, coming in 3. Looked like he scrubbed a little bit of speed there on that transition now, coming into the inside clip. Look at the angle, Castro, amazing placement. Textbook line by Castro. The placement of that was just like tick, 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 tick. Boom. That's exactly what he did. Again, outside zone 1, 2, 3, inside clip, and 5. That was sick. Outside zone 4.
Yeah, Jonathan Castro just looks so relaxed throughout this run. Talking about struggling a little bit to get all the way up to the wall, but doesn't do too bad of a job here. And he's stable through this line, whereas a lot of drivers might panic that they're not completely grinding the bumper off. Castro, cool, calm, collected. If you've seen the side of his trailer, he's got his feet up, he's in the sand, drink on the go, and that's what it seems like throughout this run. He is driving his race. Gone is the Castro that would freak out and panic and do all these weird things. He's just like, you know what? It is what it is. This is where I'm at on the track. I'm just going to run that line. Whatever happens at the next transition, I'll deal with it at that point. And that makes for such a great run for Castro. for Matt Field, I was expecting him to be all over the door of Castro, and that never really happened.
It didn't, and this is just a different Castro. Mentally, where his car's at, you know, the livery, it's black. He's like harnessing the darkness. He's ready to attack, and he did that in Orlando. And now this is proof positive that Castro deserves to be on the box once again, and maybe shaking up things a little bit. And you got to think Field going once, twice, 3 times. He's maybe taken, you know, it's like a fighter. He did 3 rounds previously. Castro's a little fresher than Field, mentally, and as far as the vehicle goes as well, the equipment.
Well, and it's very tough. I mean, the physical demand of these drivers is wild. It's hot in those cars. They might run a cool suit. It's still hot in that car. It's violent. You're shaking. It's just a very difficult thing to do, to pilot these cars all the time. So there's Castro. Got the hands out.
Here we go. Slide him. Sorry to cut you off, left or right, and it looks like Matt Field gets 1 vote, 2 votes. Matt Field gets the win. Matt Field gets it done, and he's going to the finals. So Castro, great driving, all things considered, but it's Field that comes out on top. Castro just outside of another podium, but it's Field and Dean with LZ in 3rd place. Castro, congratulations to him, 4th place here. Let's take a look and talk to Reese Marin. Reese.
Yeah, speaking with the other judges, we're going to go into outside zone 1. We feel that Field did a better job in outside zone 1. You can see that Castro goes in, tries to close proximity. We feel that Field did a better job there. We're going to pay attention going into the inner clip here in a little bit. Pay attention to Castro get into the inner clip. He misses inner clip 1. Field does a better job going into outside zone 4. Proximity better on Matt Field's part. We go with Matt Fields getting the win.
All right, just overall, just a really, really good run there for Matt Field, even though maybe not getting that proximity, does a good job with every other part of it, and it's those 3 things that make a good chase. So good job for Matt Field.
Yeah, great battle. Great battles for all the Toyota pilots out here. Frederick Osbo and the Toyota team. Jonathan Castro, Ryan Turk, and of course Kenshiro Gushi. Gazoo Racing, we will see you guys at Utah. And right now it is game time for the finals. There's Brandon Scarpelli, Scarps there lurking in the shadows, and our finals are set. James the Machine Dean versus the Beast from the Bay. The Machine versus the Beast. Up next, the final battle. And as Matt Field is getting prepped, he's got enough time to talk to Cerise.
Sugar honey iced tea, that was so well deserved. You and Castro both threw down a phenomenal display of competition. How do you feel right now? You are out here, you are getting it, buddy.
I'm dialed in, I'm ready to go. This is my first finals this year, so it feels really, really good to be here. The boys have been working harder than anyone, that's for sure. They've given me a hell of a car, a good enough car to get to the finals, so that's crazy compared to what we did our first lap out. It was nothing but getting better lap after lap, and that's what I'm still gonna try to do. Just go out there and do what I gotta do.
Guys, I wish you could feel this energy right now. I hope you carry this into the finals. You are going against James Dean. Any thoughts on that? I mean, you are throwing it down.
You know, with James, it's 100% in. And I feel like I've been running 100% in all weekend, so we're both gonna come with our fists up. All I can say is that the GT radio is insanely hooked up right now, and I have to be on my toes because it's so freaking gnarly. So, go time, baby.
Man, I am buzzing, guys. Back to you. We can't wait for the finals.
Thank you so much, Cerise. A great addition to the team as the Red Nickel is occupied for this event. Cerise stepped up, and we'll see her at another round of competition. I believe it's LB2 we'll see her at. We'll see Lorette at Utah. But as right now, here are our Drivers' Championship standings. The finals when we return. Who's going to win round 6 here at Evergreen Speedway? James the Machine Dean, or is it the Beast from the Bay? We will find out. There's some James fans, there's some Matt Field fans, there's definitely some Drifting fans when we come back.
Driving is more than competition, it's a way of life. I've been building cars for as long as I can remember. When it's time to perform, I go all in. With Eneos Performance Lubricants, every ounce of power and protection counts. Eneos, the original JDM motor oil.
モータースポーツで得た高度な技術、 すべてのレイズホイール一本に込める魂は永遠に変わらない。ビヨンド・ザ・レボリューション。ザ・コンセプト・イズ・レーシング。
Made in Japan. Breed.
New Fast Orange Body Wash was formulated specifically with mechanics in mind from the #1 brand in heavy-duty hand cleaning. You never know what you're getting into when you're working in the shop. The new body wash takes care of everything from my dirty hands, arms, and face to simply make me feel clean all over. Tiny wax beads help get the toughest dirt out, while also taking care of the strongest automotive odors like fuel, oil, and exhaust too. It's ideal for those areas of skin that are exposed to grease and grime during the day, but gentle enough to use all over your body. Find new Fast Orange Body Wash at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Living their dreams. It's coming to fruition. James Dean having his mate, having his homie here in St. Louis, a foreign land with two unforeign names in the drifting world now. And your winner unanimously is James the Machine Dean. Gets the win. Second place on his Formula Drift rookie season. Make some noise for Jack Shanahan.
This is my first time drifting like on a season where I went and chased my own sponsors, my own budget, my own team essentially, and to finally see it pay off is quite cool. Everyone's smiling, everyone happy that like we finally got the result. The car finally proved itself that it's fast, it's driving good, and we also proved ourselves as well.
His first ever Formula Drift podium from Ireland, Mr. Jack Shanahan!
Heading into this weekend, like this is not something I expected, and like to have one of these trophies finally is like definitely a dream come true. Like I drove my heart out and it was just good fun. But it was actually the most fun I've had driving in a long time in a pro atmosphere, because I finally just kind of like took my mind off it completely and was like, I'm getting to drive with some of the best drivers that like drifting will ever see. It kind of showed me that not put myself under too much pressure in the future and just enjoy the moment, and hopefully the results come with that, because tonight was special. It was really, really cool.
And without further ado, again, rounding out the 1-2 Irish Punch, your winner, James the Machine Dean!
We just got the win. First place, Formula Drift St. Louis. And what a way to do it. Battling my Irish neighbour Jack Shanahan in the finals was a dream moment for me. Honestly, the biggest moment for me was battling Jack in the final. It's really cool to see someone from their first day of drifting to their first Formula Drift podium, and that made me emotional. He deserves it so much, and that was probably the proudest moment I've had this weekend, to be honest.
We will see you guys in Seattle. The battle in Seattle for round 6. Send it for the Drift Nation. We'll see you online, or we'll see you another time. Are here, the luck of the Irish, and we are seeing James once again on the box. Will it be the top spot, or will Matt Field get it done?
Tough.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
Hey, does everybody's phone work with the lights? Can we do the lights real quick? We've never done a daytime light. So like the lights on your phone, can you hold them up for Larry Chen? He wants to take a photo here real quick. So hold up the lights on your phone, turn them on. Let's see what we got, because Larry says go ahead. Here we go. Taking a look at the stats. James Dean, Matt Field. You could see 5-0. James has got Matt Field's number. So light it up, light up the daytime, turn on your lights. on your phone. Larry, is that good? You like that one? There we go. Let's go ahead and send it. Potentially one last time. Light up the night, light up the day, light up a good time. James Machine Dean, Matt Field, Adam Elziga, third place. Let's send it. Hold those phones and light up the day. Here it comes. James Machine Dean transitioning to the outside zone. Matt Field a little bit lower than James Dean and a little less angle. James locked and loaded, dialed in. Coming now into that power alley goes James, now transitioning into the third. Matt drops into formation. Look how deep James Dean is. Absolutely backing in all the way up to that Nitto tire, into the wall, and brings it on home. Really good execution. Stomp your feet and make some noise for James the Machine Dean and Matt Field.
Yeah, this is what we're looking for in a finals right here. There is nothing left to lose. It is just put everything right in front of you and really push the pace for the entire thing. Look at this, James Dean all throttle all the way through, and Matt Field just hunting him down, worming his way in there, trying to get to the side of that massive RTR as he pushes things out to the second outside zone. Matt Field right there with him throughout the entire thing. Third outside zone looks absolutely solid from both drivers. Matt Field making a little bit of contact, coming through that inside clip, times it so well, going out to the final outside zone. What a crazy set of tandem that we've got going on. What an absolutely epic run there from both of these drivers. That was absolutely wild. Look at this. Ooh, little front wheel on front wheel.
Yeah, there was contact, and Scott, who's part of the RTR camp, he came up here, and I believe there's going to be a complimentary timeout, not a comp timeout. The contact basically just ensuring that they are okay, because just the fragility of that front suspension, that contact could really disrupt. And as we saw earlier, you know, it could throw you off. You want to make sure you have a full-on battle. It could be just something very minimal, but it could get drastically, you know, emulsified if, you know, you go into that wall, you tap something, break it. Want to make sure it's safe and good. Gosh, look at those meat hooks out back. The Pennzoil Ultra Platinum Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD. Again, this is a comp timeout, so this does not utilize a competition timeout. We'll see. We got Shelby. Looks like Jeremy's there. Ray. Handsome Rob. Ben Hobson lurking in the shadows back there.
So if you're wondering why they're not jumping in yet, they're trying to get everything ready around the car, and then once they put a hand on that vehicle, that is when the time starts. So they'll take their time. They'll take a second to make sure everything is sorted before they actually jump in. So this is a team that's super dialed. These are the parts of these programs we don't talk enough about, which is the teams and how they're able to strategize. Your first instinct is like, let's get working on the car. But the moment you touch that vehicle, that timer starts. So they know they'll have everything ready to go, everything nearby, toe plates, everything sorted before they really put a hand on that vehicle.
Yep. Yeah, it's been a strategy that's been implemented for a while, but like you said, just bringing up, like, what are they doing? Why are they not touching it? Go and get after it. So look at that. This is like Spider-Man meme right now.
Well, it's 5 minutes is not a lot of time. It's really, really not.
It's amazing what they get done in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just a little bit of a hate tap. It was incidental, nothing malicious, nothing extraneous, but just want to make sure, because it looked like it was tire on tire, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Blue. Ooh.
Just a quick, well, two there, yeah.
Yeah.
So one wheel on wheel, the other one potentially with the bash bar, but Matt Field's going to get a bit of time to take a look at things as well. So we're just building. That's it. We're just building the tension. And these drivers, they want to make sure everything is perfect before they go into this last run, because you do not want to throw away a win just on pride of like, I'll just run it. I'll just run it as is. We're past that point. For James Dean, this could really set things up to clinch the championship. For Matt Field, this could bring him up and really like solidify a spot in our top 5. So this is a big deal for these drivers. Yeah,
it is.
Very professional drivers that we've got here. Everybody is just all about the win. I mean, that's what we're here to do.
You know, you got to think about also James Dean coming into this battle and coming into this competition, and now it's like a 50-point gap between James and Freddie,
which isn't a lock. I mean, we've still got 2 rounds left, but we've seen drivers go out early already. It could happen. James Dean has gone out early before.
Yep.
Crazy things happen, mechanical things happen. I mean, you think back to Chelsea Denofa's final run there in Irwindale a couple of years ago. Just what we thought was going to be a walkthrough and a crazy mechanical issue. Look at this. I mean, they've got these cars built where you can hide entire humans in the front end. It's wild.
Shelby's not a large person, so she can just slide it. You know, it's V8 plus a Shelby. It's a Shelby V8.
It's a Shelby V8. Oh, man. So they got the hood back, buttoned up, all those, make sure they get all those hood pins in there.
Yeah.
Need that again.
Shout out Dio Shihara. He's definitely seen some things.
Yeah, we got everybody working. Fans going.
Sonny's James Dean's biggest fan right now.
Yeah, right now. Yep.
So is Handsome Rob. Look at these guys. Got their Beyonce fans going. All right, looks like he's backing up. Don't know. We're focusing more on James Dean. Have not seen the Matt Fields pit. There we go. Shelby backing him up. And clear to send. All right. So, again, Field, event winner. Last time he won Long Beach in 23.
It's been a minute.
Been a couple, couple years, so 23, 24, 25. So yeah, to win an event. He won in Texas 2016, Irwindale 2016. That was an amazing event for him.
Nuts event.
Yeah, that was so cool.
Crazy Gears of War livery.
Yeah, exactly. E-Town on 2021, and then most recently Long Beach in 23. So a couple years for Matt Field to get this win. That would be absolutely just great for his program. Borla, Heat Wave, Lean, Enef Vodka, and of course everybody wants to win, but obviously the target is on James Dean's back. But like I said, don't hate the player, hate the game. Like, he knows what to do. He's driving more than anybody. Again, unarguably best drifter in the world. He's doing so much great stuff
just
for the sport of drifting.
Yeah, just constant. And for these drivers, I mean, they battled 10 times, and Matt Field has yet to win one of those. So whether or not that's something that plays in his head or that's a stat that he's even thinking about, that's just the way it was shaking out. That James Dean has absolutely had Matt Field's number. So, and what that comes down to is both these drivers do have very similar aggression when they do drive. And for James Dean, he's able to keep the consistency, whereas Matt Field has a bit of a tendency to be over-aggressive in a few times. But right now, none of that matters. Every time we get into a new battle, that slate is wiped clean, and these drivers start things fresh. So everything is aligned. Everything looks good. Matt Field, I mean, look at that thing. Looks like it is built for war right now. Has an angry-looking Corvette.
I love getting the text and everybody watching. Dio Shihara tuning in, a former FD champion. He's racing. He's holding records. Gotta love Dio Shihara. You got a Die fan. She's giving. Oh, she's like, that's my dude.
Yeah.
Dio Shihara just texted me and said, let's do it. But you know what's going to do it right now? Matt Field or James Dean. Here are the finals. Matt initiates. Where's James? James is way down there on the bank. Matt is leaving it all out on the track. Wreckers or checkers for Matt Field. Going to this power alley. He straightens out quite a bit. He goes off course. Matt Field finds himself on the wrong side of the lines. And is this James Dean's victory? Did Matt Field make a major mistake? Looked like contact was made. Was he shoved out of the way? Did James? All right, we're going to run it back for sure. We're going to take a look. James with a little smoky donut to end it with that Pennzoil Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD. Let's see how they handle and what went down off the bank into the power alley.
Yeah, Matt Field out of the gate once again, absolutely cranking, gets that initiation done. James Dean initiates center of track and then slowly floats in to try and gain that proximity. Now look, James on a really quick line there. As they come up, Matt Field decels a little bit. We get that contact. Rick. Oh man. That momentum change, that big discussion in our drivers meeting this morning.
It really came into play for this final battle.
I knew it was going to come back.
Hey, I'm glad it's now in the finals as opposed, again, you talk about the momentum change, the decel area off the zone 1 into the power alley, bang.
Here's the question though. Was Matt Field decelling still in the zone, or was he decelling in the correct spot?
Let's do this. Let's do this. I think that, where was James ending up? If Matt wasn't there, where would James be?
Yeah, that's fair. So here's where we talk about that decel. The decel area is after outside zone 1, but before outside zone 2. So the judges will be looking through the replay. They're going to be looking at the lights. Now, what we were noticing when watching drivers in practice, a lot of the times they weren't having a hard decel. So the red light was not coming on. Do we see any of that here? So Matt Field still green,
Excel.
The green does dip down, which indicates he is not accelerating him. He is kind of coasting through that
So
spot.
is he, and also is he leading him out there? Because we saw that earlier when, I can't remember who Adam was going against, but you saw Adam adapt to the float.
Yeah.
To the float. So there's a difference between drifting and floating. They're drifting, they're power, they're going through outside zone 1 into the power alley. Floating, off throttle, coasting, setting sail. Christopher Cross is playing. Yacht rock. We're talking shrimp cocktails. What's going on here?
My issue with this is that Matt Field looks like he is still in that zone when that happens. So that's how I'm seeing this situation, where the drivers and where that momentum change zone is after that point. So that green, when it is up at the top, means they are increasing in speed as they go. And as that comes down, that means that the momentum is changing. But I guess where I'm at with it is, where does that momentum change happen in our track map? What has been sent to everybody? That momentum change is to happen after completion of the first outside zone.
I'm just so glad that it came up. You know, we'll if we have a winner, they'll be coming down here.
Yeah.
But I'm really glad we do have a winner. Bring him on down. Adam LZ gets third, but I'm so glad, like you said, that D-cell. What are you proud
Nothing.
about?
It was such
you
a
had
contentious
Superman pose.
It was a contentious issue in the drivers' meeting this morning, and now it is coming into play here. So, yeah. It's definitely an interesting one, that's for sure.
That D-cell area out of outside zone 1, going into the power alley. That D-cell area never came into play drastically. Let's say drastically, or really kind of rearing its ugly head until the finals. Hey, Seattle, did you guys have fun today? I said, Seattle, did you guys have fun today? Thank you so much for joining us out here. Thinking of Will Robbins and his lady coming all the way from Florida. Thinking of Randy Johnson. DJ Science coming from Vancouver. Thinking of my boy. And there's some celebratory donuts for our 1 and 2 here at round 6 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship.
Wild weekend here, Jared. Some crazy battles. All the adjustments to the track, everything that's changed has led to what is an incredible and probably the best Seattle I've ever experienced. So,
yeah.
So incredibly stoked to be here, and you can see Matt Field is too.
He is blowing those GT radials off the wheels, not due to contact.
Man.
Yeah, relax, dude. Zero chill, Matt Field. And we have a winner. We'll bring down third place. It's Adam LZ. And the winner will be announced. What an amazing day. Thank you to all the fans. Thank you to all the friends and family. We will be at the podium for the trophy ceremony. Please join us. And Adam makes his way over there. We see Matt just behind as they make their way outside of their vehicle. A sold-out crowd, sold out here at Evergreen Speedway. 20 years we've been coming here. So many memories, so many good times. A lot of tears, tears of joy, tears of sadness. And now we're about to see who wins. Round 6 of 8. 2 more rounds left to decide who will be champion. Who will come out on top? Who will hold the heaviest trophy of them all? Given a little time to breathe, high fives and handshakes all around. And without further ado, let's let you know who won here at round 6. We kick things off with third place. Third place goes to Adam LZ. Adam LZ with third place. Just want to make sure that we are loud and proud. And your winner here at round 6 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship, Evergreen Speedway. We'll see you in Utah, either online or in the building, Utah Motorsports campus. And the finals, buy your ticket, Shoreline Showdown, the final round, LB2. And your winner here, Evergreen Speedway. The car has a V8 under the hood. It's got tires on the corners. And the winner is, unanimously, Matt Field gets the win unanimously in the Portland Performance. GT Radial, Heat Wave, Lean Customs Corvette. A 2-year dry spell has come to an end, and the Beast from the Bay gets the win. Congratulations to him. That means second place goes to James the Machine Dean. Congratulations. His wife hugs all around for James. All right. Okay, and now let's go down to Cerise, who is down there celebrating with the Field Familia.
All right, everybody, give it up one more time for Matt Field. Holy crap, dude, a 2-year dry spell done. Dusted, baby. Talk to us about how you're feeling right now.
Has it really been that long?
No,
No,
maybe.
just
I don't
counting.
know.
Yeah, I always know that this team has it in it, no doubt. From the first lap that we pulled the car off the trailer to the last lap, regardless of where we finish, I know we have it in us. So this is just reassurance, and it obviously boosts us very good for the championship points. That's a hard guy to beat, I'll tell you that. The hardest guy to beat. So I'll take it any way I can get it. Obviously, the car was on rails, and the team did all the work yesterday. So literally all I had to do today was a day off. That's all it was. It was easier than yesterday because we put in the work yesterday, and man, it worked. So thank you guys.
Your energy was pedal to the metal from the first battle that you won all the way through to the finish. So well done. Congratulations. Need I say more? Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your champ, Matt Field.
Thank you. Yeah.
Congratulations. Thank you to Cerise Taylor for all the insight there. Pit reporter. Congratulations, Matt Field. Of course, James Dean. And what's crazy is, again, let's throw it over to Reese. And this decel area 1 to 2 wasn't really a factor, even though it got brought up and got instituted this morning. Wasn't a factor till here in the finals. Reese.
Yes, it was actually a big factor going into this battle. And the drivers' meeting, too, they did request for there to be a decel coming off of outside zone 1 going into outside zone 2. After reviewing everything, we do not see Matt Field's decel in any way. He stays green. We don't even see it go neutral. We don't see it do blue. We don't see it go yellow. This was something that the drivers asked for in the drivers' meeting, saying that there was going to be some sort of variance in that area. After reviewing the footage, Matt Field is clean, keeps the momentum going through, has no decel. In this case, Matt Field gets the win.
Thank you so much, Reese. It was unanimous. Don't know exactly what they got. They got some brewskis, but they're about to have a bit of the bubbly. Thank you so much to our staff. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to our crew. Congratulations to Matt. Congratulations to James and just the whole team. Thank you so much. Thank you to the fans for joining us here. And again, just what a great event. We will see you guys in Utah, either online or in the building, as we are tabulating the scores and the final top 5 after 6 rounds of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. 2 rounds left, Utah and the Shoreline Showdown. And look at that. So you could see that advance. They were tied coming in, James and Freddie down to 160, but with Freddie going out, look at that. You could see 40 points between them. Matt Field tying with Adam LZ, Hiroya Manoa sitting in 5th. So again, you can see Matt and Adam tied. Castro jumps up. Odie out early. Brandon, Dylan Hughes, Chris Forsberg top 10. Thank you so much. On behalf of Cerise Taylor, Jacob Gens, I'm Jared Deanda. Babe, I love you. See you soon. Parker Tyson, love you guys. Thank you to the whole camp. Thank you to our Formula Drift family. Thank you to all the fans. Just had a loss of words. What a great event. We'll see you online or we'll see you another time. Send it. We'll see you in Utah.